strawberries. Hold up. Okay. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
Yeet the feet. Little spiritual tea is taboo. Where you at, baby?
Where are my boots? Has anybody seen my boots?
Yeehaw, yeah, I'm yeeting on y'all. When I ball at the mall, you can call me Paw Paw. Daisy Dukes, right above my knee. Cowboy boots, but I ain't riding no steeds. When I pull up to the club, I'm fleek. All the hoes lined up and they staring at me.
Why? What'd you do?
Yeah, they staring at me.
Okay.
You see my boots? Rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. Come on. Rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. Come on. Rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. If I get drunk enough, I rock my birthday suit. Riding on my stick, cause she knows it's magic. We be knocking boots when we're banging on the mattress. Patty cake, big cheeks clapping. Rockin' like a boat, I'ma let her be the captain. She's a cowgirl, let me put it in reverse. Riding like a rodeo, it ain't her first. I'ma be patient, she could be my nurse. The pussy's so good, it's a gift and a curse. Keep it genuine, she can ride my saddle. She's a bad girl, I'ma spank her with the paddle. Big old bitties and she wearing no tassels. Chillin' with the king, she can come to my castle. Like a Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. Little script in this bitch getting silly like a goose. Come on, ride the train, gotta shake that caboose. Cause my boy Taboo gonna drop it like a deuce. Rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. I'm rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. I'm rockin' Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots. If I get drunk enough, I rock my birthday suit. I'm rockin' Daisy Dukes with my cowboy boots. I'm rockin' Daisy Dukes with my cowboy boots. I'm rockin' Daisy Dukes with my cowboy boots. If I get drunk enough, I rock my birthday suit.
Rockin' Daisy Dukes.
Dukes with my cowboy.
Rockin' Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes.
Rockin' Daisy Dukes.
What up, guys? I think I got a double somewhere in here. Somewhere. We may just have to do without music tonight because my desktop audio is like looping somewhere in here. Can you guys hear me at least? How am I coming across? Doopa-doopa-doopa-doo-doo-doo-doo. Now I can hear myself. Damn it. That might be it. Sounds great. No doubling. Okay. I was just hearing myself through the speakers. That's weird. I may have to turn the speakers down. Anyway, cool. What's going on, everybody? It is hot in here. Man, how'd you like that intro music? It was beaten, wasn't it? Beaten. Let's say, let's go through a little roll call and see who's here. We got Steven Cicero was first, as usual. I can still hear myself. Interesting. Love it. Yeah, I can definitely still hear myself, and it's coming through the speaker. So it's like I've got the stream on somewhere, but I know I don't because I don't have any other. Let me just close this out. I do have it. Son of a bitch. Oh my God, I just pulled a hawk. Holy cow. Hey, speak of the fucking devil. Yeah, I had another window open. It's been a long week. It has been a week full of Mondays for me. Like, day job has been going crazy. What is... Oh, that's this. I'm freaking out here. Anyway, what is up, everybody? Let's see, we got Steven Cicero, Nick the Phantom, 10 minutes to midnight. Dan Bolmer, what's going on, buddy? Dan asks, does a guy go with a mini Dell workstation or HP? The old Mac Pro 5.0 tank just eats up too much power to host Proxmox VMs. Is that the trash can Mac Pro? I prefer Dell just because I've worked with them for years and years and years. And I mean, nowadays it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Really, I guess whatever's the cheapest, and that gives you the best upgrade options, right? I mean, anything technically 8th generation Intel or newer can be upgraded to Windows 11. So keep that in mind, I guess. Anyway, who else is here? We got Max Voltage in the house. What's going on, man? Bell Miner, Offshore Miner. We got Northern Crypto and Tech. Integra Guy, where you been, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Royce's Adventures. Ghosty from the Flux Discord. I recognize that name, and looks like a monkey face icon. Sorry if that's like your real picture, but it's really small, and I wear glasses now. It just jumped on me. So, Hot Crypto and Tech, and yeah, I guess. Oh, Travelers Travels. What's going on? everybody. Yes, here we are on a Friday afternoon, a quick little live stream. Figured I'd stop in and say hello because Bitcoin hit a all-time high again, and let's take a look at that. Let's look at that real quick. Maybe I can turn my music back up now. Now that I figured out, now that I pulled a hawk. Let's hit play. Yeah, there we go. Turn that down a little bit. Let me know if the music's too loud for you guys. It is kind of loud for me. Take it down to about there. Just get a little head bopping. Yeah, let me know if the music's too loud or too soft or whatever. You know the drill. Let's share this screen. Yeah. All right, I'm working on Streamlabs tonight, so not StreamYard, Streamlabs. Still figuring things out. It's not OBS. Pretty close, though. This interested me when I popped this up to get it ready for the stream. XRP is the top of trending coins. Of all things, fucking XRP. Any idea why? What's going on with XRP? Actually, I think I've got an article that we'll look at about that as well. But let's get into this. Bitcoin's at 117,000. I think it hit 118 for an all-time high. Did it hit 119 though? 118,856. 118,856. That's wild. We got 26 people in here and 8 likes. Guys, smash that thumbs up button. Tell YouTube that you really want to, this is important and people need to see it and stuff. Who is freaking, anyway. Ethereum, 2,900 bucks, almost $3,000. Who still got Ethereum? I don't. I got rid of my ETH a while ago. And times like this, I wish that I didn't. But that's okay. Different story, different strokes for different folks. XRP's at 276. I think I sold this when it hit $1. I bought in at like 40 cents. I put a couple $100 in it and it hit $1. I was like, I doubled my money. I'm out. I'm donezo. That's enough for me. Tether is $1. Imagine that. BNB is just under $700. This was wild. If you go all the way back to, where are we at? 2020. Let's see if we can actually zoom in. Dan Keller with the 1999 super chat. My man, Dan the man. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We're going to talk about Flux tonight. They got some big changes going on in Flux. Pretty freaking wild. What was I doing? I was doing a thing. Yeah. So BNB got down to like $9 in the 2020 crypto crash. And damn, I wish I knew about it then because holy crap, it is $700 today. Hey, now. Where were we? We've got Solana at 163. I'm waiting for that 420 mark. I'm going to sell the fuck out of it. Is my voice a bit low? Let's see. I got my Go XLR all the way up, and these things are all the way up. Let me put these up a little bit more, maybe. That'll help. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. I hope that helped. Hope that helped there, Hash Rico. Maybe it's a little too loud now. Anyway, guys, appreciate that. Dogecoin's at 20 cents. Tron is at 30 cents, and Cardano, oh my God, I'm from the Midwest. Cardano, rounding up the top 10 at 72 cents. Way undervalued. Way undervalued. Let's see. What is this? Hyper Liquid? This is new. Where did this pump and dump come from? What is the all-time? It came out in December. And it's made 40 bucks in 6 months. Interesting. That's a weird one. Sui Stellar, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Avalanche, Anus Sled Leo, Unis, yeah. What the fuck is that? Hedera, Shiba Inu is over Toncoin and Litecoin. That is a shame. That is a damn shame. I'm sorry. That is no bueno. That can't be. That can't be. Okay, that works. Anyway, what else is going on? Where's Flux on here? Where in the Flux is Flux? See, Caspa, wow, Caspa's way down here. Dan Keller just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Keeping the channel alive, as DJ would say. Sound is good in my neck of the woods, Oklahoma. Shiba to 1 cent. Yeah, that would be fantastic. I've only got like 70 billion SHIB or something, some ridiculous, stupid amount, and it's worth like $12. Caspa is at 8 cents still. The new stable coin, Caspa. Max said he sold $4,000 worth of crypto today. Man. $4,000 in crypto today. Administration is spreading more tariff FUD. So time to sell. Market can go down for a bit until the friends of Trump buy back in, and then Trump pumps the market. You can't beat them, join them. Follow the signs. You're probably not wrong. You're probably pretty freaking right there, dude. That is a good way to look at it. Is it this one? It's this one. As soon as I saw it was at 9 cents, I sold. Oh, you're talking about Caspa? Yeah, I finally dumped my Caspa. I'm still holding on to it. It's not worth enough for me to sell out at this point. Really, if it gets closer to double where it's at now, I'm not going to dump it. I'll probably DCA out. And then, I don't know, man. If I was smart about it, I would buy more right now. Because if this pump is coming, then shitcoin pump is right around the corner. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do we think there's going to be an altcoin season? And if there is, oh wow, you can't see my cursor on the screen. Can you guys see my cursor in Streamlabs? That's interesting. Alt season chart thing. 28 out of 100. So it's still Bitcoin season. Yeah, we're still way down as where we need to be for altcoin season. December of 2024 was closer to an altcoin season. And that's because Bitcoin was lower then. What is this thing? What is was ist das? Top 100 coins performance over 90 days. Meme core. Hawk says, what tariff FUD? I played a video yesterday. There is no tariff FUD. The markets are at an all-time high. Stock market inflation is low. Everything they said tariffs would do is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't see your video. Was that on your live stream? Anyway, I'm holding till I'm ready to cash out, I guess. Anybody else? What do you guys think? What are you most bullish on right now? I mean, in long term, of course, I'm most bullish on Bitcoin. Duh. That's a no-brainer, right? Just hodl and DCA. That's pretty much what I do. I mean, I bought $100 a month in Bitcoin for the last 6 months. Regardless of what the price was, first paycheck of the month goes to pay the mortgage and power bill and put some away for another car payment. The second paycheck of the month of my paycheck, $100 comes out, goes into Coinbase, buys Bitcoin, goes over to Tangent. Has for the last 6 months. Fuck it, why not? All roads lead to Bitcoin for me from now on. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Man, I feel you. Automatic Beats says, I saw Grok freak out and call itself Mecha Hitler. That was pretty cool. Interesting. DJ Mine's in the house. What's up, buddy? Hawk says, check Discord.
I mean, tariffs are already annualizing.
How can I pull this up on the other monitor? We'll look at that in a minute. Thank you, Hawk. Appreciate that. DJ watched Superman today, the new Superman movie. How do you like it? I'm on the fence about that. Dan says, "Go home, Grok. You're drunk." That's funny. Maybe we can see if we can get Grok to say some pretty horrible things on stream a little bit later. That'll be fantastic. What am I doing? Where's my freaking... There we go. Anyway. Download and play. Hold on. All right, Hawk. Frickin' frick. Let's download the minute-long thing and play it. Did you just rickroll me, Hawk? You son of a bitch. All right, let me... Have no prior Superman experience. Let's open it in Media Player.
I mean, tariffs are already annualizing.
Pause. Bring this up here. And find my freaking Spotify. Turn that off. Share the thing. There's the thing. Go back to the beginning. Let me know. Actually, let me turn that up a little bit. It's probably going to be too low. Where is the thing? Desktop audio. There we are. Okay. Turn that way up. This will probably be way too loud. I'm sorry.
I mean, tariffs are already annualizing $2.4 trillion a year, which, if you now compare it to where the budget is, it's actually neutralizing, the current budget. But it hasn't hurt the wallet and consumer confidence, and it hasn't hurt S&P earnings. So I think at the end of the day that we've had enough time pass that investors can sort of breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief and realize the tariffs, they're important to the White House agenda, but they're not going to necessarily derail the economy.
Interesting. What do you guys think about that? That's an interesting take. Thank you, Hawk, for sharing that. Appreciate that. I didn't see that. Is it just me? Or does that guy look like a Muppet? I'm sorry, that was mean. That was mean. I'm sorry. Lord, I apologize. Let's go back to the... Bring that down a little bit. Okay. No Superman experience. Maybe old people won't like it because they have something to compare it to. Old people? What are you trying to say, DJ? Hold on. Hey, pal. Hey, pal, control yourself. Yeah, the Batman Superman movie was pretty dark, and the Justice League movie, did you see that one? That one was pretty good. Going to see the F1 movie tomorrow. That rings a bell. I feel like I saw the reel for that, the preview, whatever. And Happy Gilmore 2, I don't know. I have a feeling, and I hate to say it, I have a feeling that it's going to be bad. I have a feeling that it's maybe not bad. It's not going to live up to the first one. Like that, I feel like that's one of those movies you just leave alone. You don't need a sequel to Happy Gilmore. That's just me. Anybody agree with me? Disagree? Please let me know. Best Batman movie ever was the one with Michael Keaton. I agree. That was a great Batman movie. Although the one with Mr. Freeze was pretty freaking good too. The one with Mr. Freeze was actually really, really good. Let me... What is the first Superman? What do you mean? The one with... Oh, shit. What was his name? He was in the first 3 Superman movies, and he broke his back falling off a horse. Shit. What's his name? Come on, chat. Help me out. While we're talking about that, where is that article? Christopher Reeves. Thank you, Max. Okay, so I want to get into the Flux thing, but I want to get some more people here first. We got 37 people, 18 likes. Guys, smash that like button. I'm hoping I can get a few more people in here, and I want to talk about the new Flux changes because I've seen a lot of back and forth on X, and you know, some of them are valid points, some of them are just bitching to bitch. I get it. It's cool that we have Dan in here. Maybe I can send him a link and we'll have a conversation, or maybe we can save that for another day. But I do have the white paper and the presentation that he did on the live stream yesterday, 2 days ago. All these days run together. But before we do that, I want to jump into just a couple of quick articles like this one. It says Trump may consider pardons for CZ and other crypto figures amid legal challenges. Among those seeking clemency are words are fucking hard. High-profile individuals such as Anatoly, that guy, Binance founder CZ. I thought it said FBS in here too. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope he's not considering Sam Bankman fraud as a pardon. So he's granted multiple pardons to prominent figures in the crypto sector, signaling a notable shift in the political landscape surrounding digital finance. I think they're alluding to, what's the Silk Road guy's name? You know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. The guy. Anyway, I think this is going to be, I don't know. I hope he pardons CZ at least. And I just hope that SBF is not on his radar here, on his list. Ross. Yes, Ross. Hey, hobbyist. Gonna pardon Diddy. He's probably at the Diddy parties. What are you guys saying? Traveler's Travel says, I'm still here, just moving all my Flux to Trade Ogre to sell. Oh, don't use Trade Ogre. Diddy didn't do anything. Yeah. If that's what you want to, hey. Okay, let's see if, I really hope this works, guys. I was having some issues earlier. I'm really hoping that this works. Let's see if we can bring in a guest backstage. That's not working. Why is that not working? I see you here. There we go. Show on stream. There we go. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
I can see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Let me turn down the music a little bit.
You got here. Very cool.
What's going on, buddy?
Hanging out, enjoying the show from, the green room, in the background right
back
now.
in the background. Hey, this Streamlabs thing's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if this is the same one I used with Max. When I jumped on Max's stream several weeks back, I think it was very similar, but I'm not positive. But yeah, it's pretty slick.
Heck yeah. What you up to, man? How's your week going? Living the not so corporate life.
The week's great. The week's been good, and the not so corporate life has been even better. Absolutely, it is. People in chat said my volume is very low. I don't know if there's actually something you can change, or if I need to change something on my side.
See if there's something on your side, because mine shows volume all the way up. And that looks like the only setting.
I can't hear him. Oh, I can hear something now through you. Let's see here. Yeah, my stuff is maxed out currently right now.
Yeah, collab cam is all the way up. Let's see.
Maybe they're lying, being trolls. You never know.
Like a mouse whispering. Thanks, DJ.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yeah, there's nothing like I can't adjust volume levels in
Yeah,
like
that's
the
weird.
settings or anything like that.
Yeah, so like I went into settings and I've got a volume bar here, but it's at 100%. What about this setting? Grade for more guests. I don't need more guests. And yeah, it says collab cam. Let's see if we can prep stream before. Shut up, Hawk. All right, try speaking now.
No, I'm on the right mic because I can see the levels are all really green and high in the software, which is pretty slick. And you can hear me good, right?
Yeah, I can hear you good. I turned up the desktop audio.
Oh, chat says they can hear me now.
Okay,
so
cool. All right,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it must have been in the because the collab cam audio. I mean, I don't know if you can see it too, but it's the bars are moving. So I put you on desktop audio, so I turned off the music so we can talk.
Cool.
All good now. Cool.
Cool.
But
no, things have been great. Super busy, which has been awesome. Just keeping busy. You know, that's the big one. You know, when you move from doing a 9 to 5 into, you know, doing your own thing. You know, there's a big difference between somebody told me the other day, they're like, you know, when you work a 9 to 5, you just have to show up traditionally, right? Like you get paid, you show up, you get paid, right? And it's like in my situation now, I don't get paid unless I actually work. Like you got to chase that dollar. And so it's a different perspective for sure. But no, it's been great. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. It is a different pace of life as well. Less hectic, less stressful, less rush, less trying to cram in, you know, day-to-day 9 to 5 and my passion for crypto and content. So it's been great. It's really enjoyable.
That's good. I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and so one of my solution architects is retiring at the end of this year, and
Nice.
I was talking with the other SAs, and I'm like, man, I don't want to wait until I'm in my 60s to retire. So I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to work for 5 years, and I'm going to take a year off. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to work for 5 more years, and then I'm going to take a year off. I could probably do that maybe 3 more times or die in that year off and be good, right? I don't want to. I mean, what's the point of saving up all this money?
What is it that like teachers take or like college professors is sabbatical? That they just like disappear for a year and maybe come back, but they still have job security. It's like, all right, cool. Like, can we do the same thing? Like, that would be fantastic. You know,
can we introduce that into corporate America and like just keep pumping into the 401k at least? Like, if I'm not there, I don't expect to draw a salary. I can appreciate that, but I need to know.
No, you need a salary. You need the cash flow.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I think you're asking a bit much now.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool though. But no, things have been good. Super busy. Expanding on my side of the world with my farm. So that has been a journey. Had a meeting this past week with the power company, get some approvals, and had a meeting today to kind of nail things down. I got to submit a permit. So yeah, it's been good. It's been exciting for sure.
You're getting a permit. Are you expanding the farm, the shed?
Yeah. So I was able to lock in my electric rate for 3 years, which provides me. I'm at 7.2 all in. Okay. 7.2 all in, commercial, single phase. So I actually had a meeting with the power company, walking the property with a power company engineer to discuss what we were looking to do. And we're going to be adding another 400 amp service. We're going to be adding a second shed next to the other one. Yeah, it's great. It's working out great. So I got to get a permit with the township to add a shed. Don't want to rustle any feathers, which is great. I need to put in a gravel. I was chatting today, planning things out. Gravel pad I have to get put down that I'm going to be doing a little bit different than I've done in the past. And yeah, so it'll come together pretty good. And yeah, the shed I'm going to go with is a 12x8 shed, which is very similar. The other one's 12x12, but I don't need as much space in this one because like I don't need a computer. I got one right next to the other one. I don't need storage space. I got it in the other one. So yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited for it. It will be much easier. We're not going to dig a massive 3-foot trench. We're going to use something called a ditch witch to kind of go ahead and put it in. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Vlog the whole thing, record the whole thing, document the whole thing. But my first shed was a massive proof of concept. Like, kind of figure it out as you go. There's no real blueprint for this. And what I did in that last shed, there isn't a lot of other people that have done that. So now that I've kind of done that proof of concept, it's like, okay, great. We know what we need to do. We know where the pain points were. So I'm excited for it. So I'm hoping to energize before October is where my head's at right now.
Awesome. So let me ask you, why a shed and not a container? Whether it's a small container or, one of the big containers, like why another shed, I guess?
Yeah, great question. Residential property. So it's at the end of a residential neighborhood. Now it's not necessarily a neighborhood, it's more of a street. There's only like 10 houses there. But it is in a residential setting.
Gotcha.
And so my goal is to continue to appease any neighbors. And it's also to keep the aesthetics as it's not my property. And, that's a nice thing. I mean, I'm going to go with literally almost the same style shed, same color, everything like that. Just to keep it hidden. So that's kind of why I'm not going that route. Plus proof of concept wise, like, yeah, I could do a container, but it probably have to be somewhere else. And a shed works perfectly. Like it checks. And I mean, I know everything I need to do to make this work. That was actually talking with my electrician today who owns the property, talking about all different options. And we are like, oh, let's go with like a 40 by 24 foot shed. Let's go big. And it's like, wait, I can't put enough power in there to use that.
Yeah.
The airflow is going to be different. I don't know what that's going to look like.
That makes sense.
I know exactly how the airflow is going to work. The wind tunnel design works. It proof of concept out. It's like, let's not reinvent anything and get halfway through this project and get ourselves in trouble. So that's why we're going with the shed again. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you did that with your basement. You tried it. It didn't work out the way you planned. And then you went with the shed route and you find something that works. Just rinse and repeat, man. I like that. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in reality, like looking back, like a 40-foot container would have been awesome, right? Like that would have been great. But at the end of the day, it is in that residential setting. I think it's down the road someday, a pipe dream. It's like, hey, getting a property that you can, drop a container on that is far enough away from individuals, that would be awesome, right? Like I'd love to build that myself versus trying to buy one. Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, it's expensive. But I am talking with companies through YouTube to sponsor a lot of it. Companies really interested in sponsoring the shed. So that's going to take a huge cost away from me. PDUs are going to be covered. Inline fans are going to be covered. So that a lot of that is going to take the upfront expense off of me. And I found out, I'll spoil it here, but they are met with the engineer. So they are going to upgrade the transformer for me entirely free. It's a 50 kVA. They're going to bump it to a 200 kVA. They are going to replace the pole at the same time. They call it like storm hardening. And they're going to run the cable entirely for me. So last time I ran it myself, it cost me $2,000 to freight in the cable. It was a nightmare to run the cable myself through 160 foot of conduit. I just got to drop the conduit in the hole, and they're going to run it themselves. So,
that's sweet.
huge cost savings there. One of my biggest concerns was the transformer. They were a little shocked when they heard I was using 400 amps consistent demand. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting for sure.
Let me see if I can do this. So let's talk about this Flux stuff going on. I got Dan on Telegram over here, and I can only bring one person in at a time on this, but I think I can do a StreamYard and like do a full screen.
Well, why don't we do this? So like, let's chat about it.
Okay.
And then why don't you just give him the link and swap me out?
Okay.
And let him come in. That'll probably be easiest. And then he can nail everything that like you and I were wrong about, or any clarity on things, stuff like that.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Be easy enough, from there. So yeah, I actually saw your post on Twitter that had like the summary breakdown of like the differences with everything and then I went and saw I watched the VOD earlier today actually, and went through and watched the whole thing there, which is great. No, it's not moonshine. So Pennsylvania, like a lot of people drink out of these mason jars. It's just the thing you do in Pennsylvania. So this is just water, to be honest with you. Anybody like Pennsylvania, Maryland and stuff, like you probably understand, for sure. Like our glass cabinet is filled with them. But yeah, so what are your initial thoughts, concerns, feelings? You know, what are your thoughts coming from your perspective?
It's interesting. So I'm I like it. I think it's a good idea in the long term. I think it's going to be a headache in the short term. Like, I get it, and I get why people are pissed off, and I get why people are excited, right? I think the only thing that really gets to me is the increase in the total supply, which I get why they did it. It makes sense. It pushes out the longevity of the project because they're so far into the project already. So much has already been mined.
Plus, the block rewards are sped up, so that does make sense to me as well.
Yep, the block times are cut way down, and the block rewards are increased. And which I've got to pick Dan's brain or Jeffy's brain about how that's going to impact the node operators. Because like right now, if you've got a Cumulus node, just 1,000 Flux, I mean, that's like what, a $200 investment at this point ish, somewhere around there. And you're going to make what, like 8 Flux a month, including parallel, or not including parallel assets.
So they did talk about the node operators are going to be rewarded very heavily.
Yes.
I thought I saw something like crazy number, which is fantastic. Like, happy to hear that. Like, they're really leaning into the value of that. I will have to find out, or Dan will correct me on just a lot of, I think you're talking more on the collateral side, correct? On like how much collateral is needed to turn those up. I think it also is going to come down to the system requirements as well, how that's going to change on those, because it seems like that those are now going to be much more prominent as part of the package for Flux on the value of those nodes. So who knows where the demand will go with the hardware specifications.
So I asked that if the resources are going to change, and they said no. And they also mentioned the collateral is not going to change. But like right now, we get paid round robin, right? The block reward goes to one, then the other, then the other, then the other, and the other, and goes down the line until it repeats back at the first node again. I'm assuming the distribution is going to be the same way, and that I guess an increased block time or a reduced block time down to 30 seconds from what, 4 minutes, or not 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. It just means that we're going to get paid out that much faster, right? Hold on, I do have the stream.
Yeah, I have that sheet up on the side here. Yeah, I mean, your block time goes from 2 minutes down to 30 seconds, which I think will be great and work out well. I mean, my initial thoughts on it was something like first off, so people don't know, this is a proposal. This isn't like locked in.
Right,
concrete.
this is not in place yet. This is still got to be voted in.
Correct. So this could entirely be turned down. I doubt it will be. I think it's long overdue, to be honest with you. And this is nothing on Dan or nothing on the Flux team, but like this was something that probably should have been version 1 of proof of useful work. And I understand that they were doing version 1, version 2, and so on and so forth. But now it's kind of like, I don't want to say coming to the game late, but like now with where everything has gone with AI as a service, like rental hardware service, and that's kind of the new trending thing now, and has been, it's how do we utilize that hardware? I'm glad to see that like Flux is finding a common ground between, okay, like where do we take everything and where is the demand at? It's tough, and I have nothing against it. I think this is a natural evolution. I think if we can find this quasi hybrid that still allows the blockchain to operate as expected, just utilizing different resources in a different way, I'm not against it, to be honest with you. I am very eager to see the direction the proof of useful work will go with like what are these rigs going to do? What purpose are they going to serve? What are the system requirements going to be? And is this going to be practical? Because like right now, like I was super disappointed the way that proof of useful work turned out from original announcement to where we are today. Like it was this massive ball of light for and kind of light at the end of the tunnel for GPU miners, right? We were all excited for the original proof of useful work.
Hey Dan,
and I'll be honest. Oh, good.
I was gonna say we got Dan here. Dan, can you hear us? Can you see us?
How does it? Did that work?
I got it. I got him. I don't know if he can hear us though, because I've got it on StreamYard. Yeah, I don't think that's working. No.
That's all right. I'll go for a few more minutes, then you can swap them in.
Okay, let me.
But you know, I'll be honest with you. Like, I was super hyped for Proof of Useful Work, and I don't want to disrespect, but it turned out to be a dud. At least in my eyes. I mean, I was one step removed, not as involved in GPU mining, and just I just didn't. I don't know. It didn't turn out the way that we all hoped, right? I mean, we originally hoped we'd put our rigs on Proof of Useful Work, and we'd make a lot. You know, we'd make Flux, and then it would swap over, and it just didn't turn out the way that at least I hoped. And so I really hope it sounds like they've really got things have been thought out a lot more with kind of version 2. So I'm pleased. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a massive it seems like it's going to be more of an ecosystem now, where like all parts are kind of moving in the same direction. I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
So, I mean, Flux Core's live. Like, there's GPUs out there now. I'm helping the Flux team do some like explainer style videos right now.
Oh, good.
Good. As this this whole adventure progresses, there's going to be a lot of explaining that, you know, Lucy, you got a lot of explaining to do. So I'm going to help them do the explaining, I think. And it's going to come down to so right now, I mean, it's live. You can go put your GPUs on Flux Core, use Edge for AI compute. You can distribute or add your own like Jupyter notebooks and run AI, you know, TensorFlows, whatever you want to run on the AI side currently as a customer. And you can do the same thing as a provider. Like, you can put your GPUs on there and mine. I don't know if it's any coin, but I know they have a big list of coins. And Flux, of course, as of right now, you can mine it as well using Flux Core on and then it will, as it gets jobs, like it jumps over. Okay, hold on. Let me send him the new link. We'll get him to jump in and explain to us. But yeah, so I mean, it's already active.
Sure. But did it turn out the way that we all expected? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm excited to see what like version 2 or the new avenue they're going with the proposal. Like, it seems like, and I might be wrong, but it seems like things are much more well thought out this time versus just the first time around. I mean, nothing against the developers and the group, but it just seemed like it wasn't as thought out as what they hoped to be. I mean, because like Proof of Useful Work was talked about years ago now, the original version 1. You juggling over there?
Won't let him join, so I have to generate a new link. Copy that. Says it was rejected. Yeah, see what happens when you try to do stuff the free way and not like just, you know, pay for a link?
It's good. Yeah, I mean, well, why don't we wrap things up here? If you want to pull Dan in, he can kind of clear the air a little bit there, and we can kind of go from there. I didn't want to impede. I just thought it'd be good conversation and kind of get some of your initial thoughts on it.
No, I think so too. I mean, we had kind of talked about this well before Flux came out and said, "Hey, we're changing everything that ever, you know, thought was ever going to be in our blockchain." But yeah, that one didn't work either. I'm wondering if we have to disconnect before I have to send him on.
It's all right. Yeah, we'll disconnect and then he can jump on and explain. I think that'll be good. I mean, I think it'll be good for. I mean, here's the thing. We don't need to be sold on anything, right? Like, right now it's a proposal. So it's like, hey, a group of people have a fantastic idea. Awesome. And I do think you're right with your comments on like, hey, it's going to be a little rocky for a while, especially if this gets approved and the way that's going to go. I mean, I imagine, you know, it's not a few clicks and off you run. I think it'll definitely be a little bit of a rocky road before, you know, things clear. The only thing I will say is that I do think things need to be a little bit more seamless on the, and I'd love to hear from Dan once he jumps in on this, from the perspective of, you know, where I think Panda had talked about this a little bit today, where it was like, hey, like, you know, if this is going to be a great substitute for rental services, awesome. Like, yeah. And that's where my head is at, is like, hey, if I could take some beefy 1 card, 3 card, 6 card rigs, put them on there, and it's as seamless and easy as a lot of these other services, awesome.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I have to have a degree in Linux, I'm just saying, if I have to have a degree in Linux, count me out.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to make it that enterprise grade. Like, I'm just putting it out there. But other than that, yeah, I mean, if it's going to reward in a way that is fruitful, fantastic. Like, hey, if it's profitable and fruitful, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I think that's really going to be the big one for me,
I
at
agree.
least from my side of
I
the world.
think all of us as miners, especially GPU miners, are kind of turning to a different route just because mining is not as profitable as it was the ETH days. And we gave it a try afterwards. And, you know, there were some spec mines and a lot of them, like for me personally, I stopped spec mining because of so many shit coins that like would pop up 6 months later, they're gone.
Sure.
And it's like projects like Flux and Ergo and Alephium, where they pop up and they keep working regardless of what the price is, regardless of what miners are or aren't doing. Those are the kind of projects that I'm bullish on, that I believe in, because they're actually they're doing something. They're not just here to flip a coin, right? I think that's what keeps me turned on to Flux and keeps me, you know, positive about that at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, profit's definitely a big one for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, like as cool as the technology is, regardless of what world we're coming from, we gotta make some money. Like, we're not in this for charity. We're not in this, you know, and we're in the bull market right now, right? This is the time to make money for sure. The bear market might be having a different conversation for sure, but at least right now, you know, everything I look at is through the lens of like, okay, how is this going to be profitable? How can I make money on it today, not tomorrow, not a year from now, not 2 years from now? And you have to remember, like, this is a proposal, and maybe Dan will speak to this in a few minutes, but like, let's say it gets approved. What is the project timeline for this? Is it 3 years? Like, is it 12 months? Like what's the realistic timeline for it? I think is going to be the important one, because I think realistic timelines are important. You know, that's what I'd love to see from Flux, where in the past, I'll be honest, deadlines, timelines weren't really held. And this is just from an outside perspective looking in. So I would love to hear some realistic numbers to be like, okay, if this is approved in the next quarter, we're looking at a 12-month. Okay, cool. Like 12 months. So realistically, in the world of crypto, usually that's, you know, 16 or 18 months. You know, we've kind of learned that. We get it. You know, things, snafus come up and challenges come up. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna kick you out, man.
Cool.
And I'm
out,
bring
dude.
him in.
Have fun. We'll learn a little bit more.
For
Appreciate
sure.
it.
Hang out in the chat. Maybe you can jump back in later.
No problem. Thanks, man. See ya,
buddy.
Bye.
I'll see you. All right. Let's jump to this screen. Okay. Let's see. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to get Dan in here now. Okay. So he says all in quarter 4. Let's see if we've got him. Not yet. Hey, Dan.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Doing good. How are you, man? Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too, man.
Let me see if I can make you a little bigger on the screen. There we go. You doing that vertical video, kind of like my dad does when I FaceTime him. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I get you. Well,
right.
to be fair, I'm sitting in my chair for the evening, right? I got my old man glasses on, and I was watching TV. Thank you.
That's right. That's a good place to be when you're watching TV with your old man glasses on.
That's right.
Good. All right, elephant in the room, man. Let's talk about Flux.
Yeah, dude, I'm super. Yeah, big changes. I'm super excited to see this happen. I know there's a lot of confusion, a lot of angst around it. But really, honestly, what we're trying to do is not only, you know, focus in on the core reason Flux was born. We said many years ago, proof of use work was the way forward. But we also want to bring mining with us as well. So the whole reason why we're doing what we're doing, including a part of the dev block or dev fund, the block that gets knocked off, goes to people that are running in Flux core. So you're mining Flux, you're mining whatever spec mine coin you want, and then you're also available for proof of use of work, which is 5, 6, 7, 10x. So what we're trying to do is, instead of this repetitive nature of just mining and thinking the technology will never change. I mean, it's Satoshi Nakamoto's greatest quandary. What do we do with all these additional compute resources? And yes, mining is a wonderful thing. I'm a miner myself. I got rigs going down in the barn right now. But, I had one of the largest mining farms in the East Coast at one point in time. Look, bottom line is we have to evolve. And we're not seeing projects evolve anything with mining at this point.
Yeah.
And the only way we get to the next level and we really utilize our hardware effectively is if we're using it for proof of use of work.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't feel the value for us as a project and what we're doing with our decentralized compute to continue to use a transactional validator network consensus mechanism that didn't provide resources back to the project. We tried. We released Flux Core. We tried to get people to move over and say, hey, get to Flux Core. You can be used for proof of use of work. But what we found was somebody commented earlier in the post, like, miners don't like change. And that's the absolute truth. And let me tell you something. Even when I was up to the very last day, I had almost tears in my eyes because I had valued and loved mining Flux so much. But I also realized that we have to make changes as miners or we will fail.
Yeah.
We innovate or die. That's the way it is. So there's going to be people out there that are going to bust my chops and they're going to talk shit and everything like that. In reality, what we're trying to do is save mining.
Mm-hmm.
There is an inherent problem with it. We need to get that useful work over and be able to tap into it. And the only way we do that, we're at a perfect point where compute resources is a finite resource. We are in the gold rush.
Yeah.
And if we don't embrace that as technologists, because let's face it, we are business leaders, right? Because every single one of us is in it for money at some level, right?
Yeah.
That's what brought us all here. But it also, we're innovators. So if our business model dies over the next 5 years, and no, your shitcoin is not Bitcoin, it isn't going to matter, right? We have to be able to do something more than spec mine. And for smaller projects, Flux was a fair launch. It was mined for what will be 9 years. Okay, so you don't have a big wealth factor out there of people that are holding a shit ton of the coin. This gives the opportunity for the next iteration forward. And no, it's not an ETH move. We're not moving to a proof of stake where we have, enriched stakeholders. That's the people that mined, ran nodes, accumulated. They're the people that did it for the last 9 years. So, at least in my opinion, what we're trying to do is give mining a new way forward. Mm-hmm. And like it or don't like it, I don't really care. It's going to have to happen. Mm-hmm. If your consensus mechanism, your transactional validation is proof of work only, you will never fucking succeed in the world that we're moving into. Factual. And we had the perfect opportunity with the demand for AI and everything else to be able to launch. Look, man, we're working with a very large project. Mm-hmm. Huge. The biggest thing to ever happen to crypto. We'll put it that way. Okay. Game changer. They would eat up 80% of our network day one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now granted, they're not going to take everything day one, but if we don't start laying a foundational groundwork for the next several years so that we can scale appropriately and utilize those resources, then we fail.
You have to have that foundation for them to expand. So essentially they're going to land and expand and you're going to be the footprint for them.
Yeah,
and that's just one customer.
One customer, and we literally have that I can speak of right now 5 in flight that are high end, like very high end, like you would know them immediately.
Yeah.
So I mean, the fact is this is going to grow exponentially, and if we can't scale appropriately for it, then there's no other choice. And there was methodical thought process that went into this. Everybody knows that I preach decentralization, and I do. It's 110% what's involved in this. Mining currently, as it stands today with the pool structure, is completely centralized. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. And we let it go because, hey, we could mine to our own network. I created my own pool, the whole 9 yards. Yes, there's solutions for that. But inherently, it's a level of centralization. And guess what we do? We pay parallel assets. So not only mine Flux, but you're mining other ones. And guess who is the curator of making sure everybody gets their PAs? Mining pools.
Yeah, the pools.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So immediately I circled that. Mining pools, we've got to get rid of them. We've got to get that centralization out. And then we started walking through other parts of the process, and we realized by giving an opportunity for somebody to utilize something like Flux Core, we are now paying you to utilize our platform. So you're mining Flux because you're paid from the block reward. Okay. You're mining your spec coin. And then on top of that, you're available for proof of use work. Mm-hmm. We're providing 2 new ways of income for people that were previously mining. Mm-hmm. So the people that are stating that we sold out, that we're not, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Mm-hmm. We truly believe in mining and we want to make it better. I'm going to mine Telesta. I'm going to be available for proof of use work, and I'm going to be making Flux at the same time. Win, win, win.
So making Flux at the same time, I want to pick your brain there. So the blocks right now, as it sits with machines on the blockchain, like our GPUs are churning the blockchain, creating the blocks that then are distributed out to the miners. How is that changing when it goes to nodes are creating the blocks that then get paid out to the node holders, the miners that, as I understand it, are getting paid out of the dev fund? That half
it's a block. It's a block reward. Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, what we did is we call it a dev fund. It's really more of a growth fund because we use it to pay whoever's in the mining side of the world as an incentive. Like I compare it to dual mining. Back in the day, we dual mined everything, right? You made the coin you wanted plus a nice piping hot shit coin on top of that. Good. Yeah. Awesome. You know, this allows you to run in Flux Core and you get paid for utilizing the platform. Open source, by the way, so anybody can build one of these.
Yeah.
So here's the kicker. When you're in that platform and you're receiving those additional incomes, we can tap you for anything to do with the network. And that includes and is not limited to perhaps, validation, rendering, all that kind of good shit.
Yeah.
You know, so in the end, you know, it really gives a whole new life to mining because you're no longer reliant on only mining one particular asset. Mm-hmm. So now people will be pissed about that because there's going to be work involved, right? It's not a freebie.
Yeah.
It's not a freebie. I would say the majority of the folks that are mining Flux will start making a transition toward this at some point in time. The same way we made them see the transition between, you know, mining the proof of work asset, and then we moved to the 50-50 split. But it wasn't fair for me to ask my node operators to provide all this robust compute infrastructure, and our community asked for them to provide that, and then turn around and not ask the same thing from our miners. And that's exactly what we're doing. So you're going to you're going to put additional resources back in the pocket of the project, and we'll make sure you're incentivized for that and paid very well, by the way. Mm-hmm. And you no longer have to pay a Hive OS fee. You no longer have to pay a simple mining fee or any other mining software.
Yeah.
We'll continue to keep building on top of Flux Core to make sure it's the best platform out there. And it allows, and by the way, so now you're not only making three different ways of revenue, you're also not paying somebody just to use their software
just
every
to
month.
Use their platform, right?
Yep.
So
that's
go ahead.
It's actually completely free, and you make part of the Flux block reward.
Mm-hmm. So the GPUs that when they get pulled over to useful work, you're going to pay them out in Flux, right?
Yep.
Okay. Will they have an option to pay out in fiat, or is it just a Flux payout for useful work transactions?
Well, what we're working on is the ability for them to get any asset they want.
Okay. Because you've got
so
that Fusion going on, right? Fusion X, I think.
Yeah, Fusion X exchange. So basically what it'll do is it'll allow you to select which currency you want, and then it just basically, you know, pays out to whatever. Think of it like nice hash kind of style where you want to get paid out in you want to mine whatever's most profitable and you get paid out in BTC. You know, it totally amuses me, these miners that bitch about, projects and stuff like that. Then they turn around and they use a product like NiceHash that literally sells everything instantaneously. It's been absolutely detrimental to the entire process, offers no value back other than to gamble, essentially.
Yeah.
and then they complain, they complain about centralization, this, that, or you're moving away from mining, and it's like, really, guys?
Yeah.
So
there's definitely a lot of change that's going to be coming on with this. When is because this isn't a hard and fast rule yet, right? This is a proposal.
No, well, it'll be a proposal. I mean, it's going to pass. There's no reason why it wouldn't pass.
Okay.
Anybody that's in the project understands the value of getting to where we need to go. And, it isn't that we've ever said we would only be proof of work for the entire life of the project. We want to make sure we have proof of work involved, but it doesn't make sense to the Flux holders and the people that want to see this network scale for us to have half the network that doesn't offer useful work. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dan Ballmer asks if AMD cards are supported or will be supported.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So you can, because you can still mine with it. There's some, machine learning work that you can do with AMD cards. Depending on the card and depending on the drivers and whatnot, there can be some AI. It's just not as useful as like NVIDIA is, right? But you can still mine with it. You can still put them into Flux Core. You can mine something and still earn Flux doing that.
Yeah, you can earn Flux, plus you'll earn whatever speculatory assets you have out there, like whatever, we used to kindly call them shit coins, but, you can mine whatever you want, and you can, also be utilized or get the Flux block reward on top of that.
Yeah. Okay. So even old cards, like I had mentioned in your live stream, the RX 580s and those 1070 Ti's that you've got a million of sitting in the basement, you can still mine on Flux Core. They're just not going to get picked for useful work because they can't do useful work. So you're kind of missing out on it that way. So being a provider or a business owner yourself, you want to invest in new hardware that's going to be worth your journey, right? Those 580s, those 2080s, 2080 Ti's. Sure, we
want those.
Yeah, we want those, or you guys want those. But they may not be picked for useful work, but they'll still be used in the platform, right?
They will be picked for useful work because one of the projects, I'm trying to figure out how I can put this without. So one of the projects, headless gaming is becoming very popular, right?
Yes,
so they're essentially, getting away from console-based technology where, you have to buy your PS5, you have to buy your whatever the new Xbox is. I have a PS5 that I've played maybe 3 times. That's just, that's whatever. So there I have a very expensive console that's just sitting there chilling, and just from time to time I want to play a game. And we've already experimented with our headless gaming model where basically somebody utilizes your GPU for their processing power with their geolocation. So I can literally rent a GPU in the same town that I'm sitting in, play my game for as long as I want, shut it down, and off I go.
Yeah.
So those cards become important for stuff like that because most of those games are you're not going to go play, Battlefield or Call of Duty on here. These are more, these are going to be more games that are like, Sims and stuff like that. So it really gives a big opportunity for those cards to come back to life again. Mm-hmm. And it really goes well with our ethos, and that's run till death. And, I think it's a great way people can tap into those resources long term.
Shit, I remember you guys were, you ran Minecraft servers at Disrupt or Cypherpunk like 2023. So over 2 years ago.
Yep.
When this was still proof of concept and you had a couple of clusters, you were showing, using that cloud gaming on, at the time, not even, top of the line GPUs.
And that's the kick in the nuts is it's ready to go. But 50% of our network is useless in the sense of not being able to be capitalized for proof of use of work.
Yeah.
So the only way to get people over to the other side is to force them to go that route.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we've done. We're not giving up on mining. We're trying to make it better as we go.
So Iota Pi has a question here. It says, Flux's platform, I known for a while for a white listing Docker containers. Wait, what? Flux's platform is known, I guess, for whitelisting Docker containers that can run on the platform. Is the same situation going to be for the miner that is allowed to run?
Yeah, we took that whitelist off almost a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
So there's no whitelisting process. You deploy directly to Flux. And mostly that was in our beta period where we were making sure that we didn't have everybody come running in the door one time and take us down. And we wanted to make sure that people weren't putting nefarious things on the network while we were trying to build it out. But we've reached critical mass at this point. So it's what is deployed is deployed.
See if there's any other questions, guys. If you got questions for Dan, drop them. I don't want to keep you up too late, old man. I know I can see those eyes starting to droop. I know it's been a hell of a week for you for sure.
Dude, it's been like, I don't know, man. Like I didn't sleep for days before this. I was like, because I know how people are, man. Like, you know, and I'm the same way to a certain extent. I was the last holdout. You know, even though I built the whole white paper with Today-ish and Volter, I was not sold till the end. Like it was a long road for me to get comfortable with it. And the aha epiphany moment was when I sat down and I started pulling up proof of work projects that died in the past. And I was really sad to see those projects have died. Had they had different opportunities for revenue streams, it would have made totally sense for them. So, you know, to me, it's about giving something back to the mining community. So all the naysayers that are out there complaining about it, I didn't change my ethos. It's still the same.
Yeah.
But we have to acknowledge we need to move forward with our technology. That's really what it comes back to. And by the way, for the node infrastructure, those posts, we're not raising the requirements of the nodes. Mm-hmm. We're not doing anything with the collateral. So you mentioned earlier about the collateral. It's going to stay the same.
Okay.
You know, we want to bring on as many nodes as we can possibly do, and it's a mild investment for a cumulus node. It's a couple $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same people that bitch about spending a couple $100 on a node are the same people that will go out and spend $450 to $1,000 to $1,500 on a graphics card to be like, hey, now I can mine a little bit. I can do 3 times better than that with my node. So it gives them the opportunity to really get incentivized for what they deserve, because they do deserve that opportunity. I mean, they've stuck with us. They've helped us build this network. And now we're going to see it grow even on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got a long road ahead of you for sure. And John English Tech, I saw you had a question. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Streamlabs up here and it doesn't pop out like it does on YouTube and like highlight when somebody tags me. I'm sorry about that. He had a question. I think Jeffkey answered it, but it had to do with running context on Flux. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar what that is.
I don't know what that is. Is that
a custom LLM? Let's see. Where was it?
Oh, for Flux AI, perhaps.
If Flux can't run context and LLMs, what is its relevance? Well, I know it can run LLMs. I've run a lot
absolutely
on it
run
myself.
And context as well.
Okay. Yeah, what is context?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. Okay. That's a Flux AI thing.
Yeah.
But that goes to show how early we are with what we've developed. Is people are, they're still not knowing exactly where each particular facet is doing and how it's doing it. So, and that's okay, because we built this. For the past 9 years, we've built this to be a game changer, and I think we're doing that with what we're doing now.
I agree. I'm very interested in this. I mean, you know me. I come from enterprise IT. I've always been very positive about Flux because I've looked at it as like a decentralized Azure or a decentralized AWS. One, I want to ask you when we're going to see Project Mayhem. I really want to see that, and I really want to put that to test.
I'm going to put. I can give you an update on that.
Okay.
Yep. So Project Mayhem specifically, and I want to address a point that Hobbyist said earlier about delivery times. We have never missed a deadline in delivering, and if we have missed it, we've missed it by, let's say, a few months. But never an extended period of time. We are the number one delivering team in all of blockchain in terms of saying what we're going to do. We say we're going to do it, and then we'll tell you it, and then we'll build it. And even the new Fusion X, we talked about that 9 years ago when the project was initiated, and we said, look, we want to do it. Here's the things we need to have in place to do it. So we had to build everything on the front side of that to make sure that particular project. But guess what? I didn't forget my promise. We build it, and it's going to even be better yet as it grows. So, now I forget what the question was.
Project Mayhem.
Oh, Mayhem, yeah. So Project Mayhem, Flux AI is really kicking ass and taking names. It just recently released AI agents. I mean, it does everything. Dude, that thing is absolutely amazing. And our enterprise level is going to be amazing. And part of that byproduct was creating multiple training model integrations. So we did that on the backside. And that's where Mayhem kind of comes into place, is we kind of had to have that infrastructure built first to provide the level of AI services outward, which we now have available. And then we had to lay that back over the backside. So we had to make the production of our AI side, so that we could have the yin to the yang, which
the
is
layer on top,
the deep fake detection.
Okay.
So, so essentially training models are in place. So at some point, probably within, I would say, the next year or so, even by the end of this year, you're going to see Mayhem out there. It'll come out in a beta form. It's going to be an app you download, and it essentially gives you a browser plugin. And as you're scrolling through whatever it is, and it gets to the video, if you spend a particular amount of time hovering on that video, so like let's say the first 5 seconds, or maybe even less than that, I guess maybe the first couple seconds, it will detect that you're watching it. It'll detect the movement has stopped and you're watching it. And what it does is it immediately scans that video. First, it'll only go so far in till it starts to realize, well, no, this is a real video. Okay, we're back out again. Yeah. If it is a deep fake, it'll take a little bit longer, but you'll get a little note on the bottom of the video, and on your screen it'll say AI generated.
AI generated.
Or, it'll say like AI, or it'll say like real content. We don't know what the words are going to be yet.
Sure. So is the compute for that process going to happen on Flux or all on Flux? All on Flux. So whether I have it on my phone or I have it in a browser on my laptop or workstation or whatever, it's detecting AI or detecting a deep fake, doing that scanning and processing, not using my local resources.
That's exactly right. It all runs on Flux. That's AI in the background, which runs on Flux Edge, which is the GPUs we're asking for.
We've been talking about the whole time.
Now we're getting it.
Right.
Products like that are what we can deliver, but we'll need the resources for that, So, and that becomes when you have, let's say, 10,000 people download it and they're utilizing it. That's no big deal. But now you have 5 million people utilizing it. That's a huge deal. And by us having that network infrastructure in the background where we can scale into, we'll know, wow, this thing is really getting solid. And not just that particular app, any application that's deployed on the platform can work like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really gives us the tools, a completely different tool set for moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I just quoted out a customer, a GPU-heavy VM in Azure just today. We were working on that project, and it's stupid expensive. Even a basic,
nobody can afford it. Expensive,
stupid expensive. Like this company is using it to render medical something or other. When a machine locally sends it out to Azure and then brings it all back and then reprocesses it here. So it's this long, weird, complicated process. But it's like $4,000 a month for one VM.
Yeah. Hey, check Flux out. Our Flux AI client that we just put out, our enterprise piece, they could do exactly just that and not have to have the hardware.
Yeah.
The VM, you know what I mean? Whatever they're doing.
They don't. Yeah, it's not the same type of infrastructure. So, and I'll tell you this, Dan. I've known you a while, and we're buddies, and I feel like I can be pretty straightforward with you.
Yes, sir.
My MSP would be hesitant about that because it's not one of the top three. It's not Azure. It's not Google,
we understand that.
And that's the use case that I know you guys are fighting it, and I know Dan and his team, or Davey and his team are out there doing the sales song and dance and getting in front of the right people that aren't as stringent on it as we are. We're a managed service provider, so we have 2,600 customers that rely on us to have SLAs, that we rely on the big providers to have SLAs. So once you're able, and it's not tomorrow, it's not next year, but I feel like once you're able to show that and you have, financially backed SLAs that are equivalent or close to Azure, AWS, GCP, Alibaba, the big, hyperscalers, smaller MSPs are going to start factoring towards you, ISVs, GSIs.
Absolutely.
They're really going to start working with you guys, and having this infrastructure in place. Guys, I see that you're all asking questions in chat, and I'll get to it. I don't know how much time you got, Dan. Maybe there's a couple more questions we can ask.
No, I can hang out for a while. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to do.
Okay. Put your old man glasses back on. So I'm
scrolling
scrolling up a little bit. Mine10 asks Dan to discuss rating system, maybe some insight on how the grades of each category are weighted. That might be a Jeff Key question. Jeff Key and Alex, to get a little bit deeper in the weeds.
Yeah, that's a really excellent question. And I would butcher it completely and totally. I mean, bottom line is there's a rating system in our benchmarking process. And really what it takes into consideration, there's always leeway for downtime. We understand you can't be up 100% of the time every single day. So I think it's 97% uptime. Okay. Not positive. Jeff Key can figure that out, or Alex. But it makes sense to us because the people that are on there and regularly on there, and by the way, there'll eventually be, and I'm letting a little bit of a cat out of the bag here because I'm known to do this. We talked about the 3 ways that those GPUs could earn money. One of the things we're doing for the nodes are what's called progressive node rewards. So it's basically an inverse difficulty mechanism, so that as the more demand comes online, those prices are now dynamic. So as the demand increases, the amount of flux that you earn on your node also increases with that.
Yeah.
Just like a difficulty mechanism. Mm-hmm. We can do the same thing on our graphic card side by that ranking system that allows us to identify who are meeting the stringent criteria for their uptimes, that we can then reward with a reward on top of that. So it actually adds 4 ways to make resources with your graphics card.
Interesting. So again, if you are, a business owner and invest in your infrastructure, UPS is, redundant, ISPs where available, things like that. Those additional pieces of infrastructure will pay themselves back over time. Well, that's the idea, at least, is because you are showing that you're taking this serious. You're providing more uptime and steady compute. You get rewarded better than somebody that's just kind of throwing shit out there on a Starlink.
Yeah, we'll gamify it too, man. Like it's, there's definitely, opportunity. I love leaderboards too. And you move up and down. And there's a thing that we call clustering as well, where you can actually join forces with your buddies and you can create a cluster, and then you'll get continue to get higher rankings on top of that. So there'll be one for individuals who provide compute resources, one for clusters that are clustering together. So if I have 50 graphics cards, you have 25, hobbyist has 25, and we say we're going to create a farm, and that farm works together on that side, they'll be incentivized differently as the leaderboard goes up as well. So there's so many opportunities that this quite frankly is the next version of mining. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, this is where it's going to go. If you want it to continue be cutting edge.
Max Voltage asks, is most of the development complete for the changes?
Yeah, we're going to move fast. It's going to happen fast. Hobbyist said earlier about, the lead time. Would it take, a year or whatever? We're going to have it knocked out by Q4 of this year.
Wow.
And, one of the reasons we have to do that is we have to do a soft fork to pause the upcoming halving, because we're moving to a different consensus mechanism. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to make everybody go through a halving and then turn around right after that and make them go through a fork again. So basically what we're doing is we're going to put a soft fork in. We're going to delay that halving on the mineable assets, or the mineable side of the chain, and then everything is deployed in Q4.
Interesting.
And the cool thing about it is there's not a heavy lift for people that want to come along. If you're a node operator, you don't do shit. You just make more Flux.
Yeah.
You just continue to keep providing the resources and doing what you're doing in the future. If you're a miner, you have to download and install Flux Core and get your farm moved over. And if you do that, and if there's a piece in that software that's missing, I need to know it. So you guys tell me if you're in the process of moving it over and there's something missing that needs to be there, let us know and we'll add it in. I mean, we're going to move really quickly with it because this is a big deal for us.
I haven't used Flux Core since it was in beta, and I was working with you guys, kind of working out the kinks and testing things on the compute side on our end. At that time, it was we needed to load Linux, we needed to deploy an image and go through all this, not coding, but all of this back end stuff. Are you?
Sorry.
You're good.
Technical difficulties.
Understood. Are you guys gonna make it easy like Hive is? Like we all take an SSD and we flash it and we put it in our rigs and boom, we're on Hive. Is it gonna be that easy, or is it that easy now? Like I said, I haven't used it, I haven't installed it, I haven't run it. I don't have any GPUs.
Yeah, it's pretty darn easy.
Okay.
It's pretty darn easy right now. And the nice thing about it is you can, there's so many settings in that thing to allow you to set yourself up for useful work as well. So we're going to make it even simpler for everybody. And by the way, people can contribute to this as well. This will be an open source project. So if you guys want to add something into it or you don't see it, let's code it up. Let's work together to make it the best thing we've got out there. We want to make it. We want to make sure that's not a focus point for centralization as well. And the only way we do that is to open source and allow everybody to participate.
Yeah. My immediate thought there is it needs to be an easy button. Like
Yep.
HiveOS is an easy button. We can just, like I said, we know that this is the process. It's easy to flash and deploy and get running now. You put it in, you log in with your stats or with your, credentials, and you're up and mining. It shows up in your dashboard. We need the same thing with FluxCore.
Yep. Agreed. 100%. Yeah. And honestly, we want to make it even more simplistic than that. We want, just average people that want to, participate with the network to just install an app, click, supply graphics card.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want it to start till 9:00 at night when I'm asleep, and then you're in. So we want to make it really super easy for everyone.
Yeah. And I played around in Edge when I was working on some of those videos with you guys, and like deploying a Jupyter notebook, like using it from a customer standpoint is really freaking easy. Like already it's really freaking easy. I mean, I think you guys can make it easier and drag and drop-ish, but what you have now that's like production, production light, I guess it feels like. It could be a little easier, but it's already pretty darn easy.
Yeah, and it's you don't know what you don't know until you have it, user input like you just gave us there. Tell us what those couple things are that you're missing, and we'll make sure we add them in. Am I going to go use a Jupyter notebook tomorrow? No. But if I had to, I want to make sure it's as easy as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I saw Hawk had a question about Flux AI and the LLM, but I think Jeffkey answered it for him. If it was Llama or Mistral or its own, and it's DeepSeek and Llama right now.
Yeah, DeepSeek and Llama right now. We have two others that we're working on to add in as well.
And the big thing, and again, working with you guys, for so long now, not just on this, but just in general, privacy has always been really big about Flux, and
Huge.
you've always been a big advocate for it too. And just kind of peeking behind the curtain, all of this lives in RAM. So like nothing's getting written to drives. It all is volatile memory. So it's all gone when you hit escape or end. It doesn't live on a drive somewhere on a server in the world. And then looking at Arcane OS, I'm very surprised that you guys don't have that as a mandatory thing. Like that it just makes sense.
It will be mandatory. Here's the deal with that. So what we've done is we've basically dedicated progressive node rewards to people that are upgrade to Arcane OS. But why are we allowing the other nodes to be on the network without the Arcane OS on them? Because there's workloads that don't require it. So if we just need something rendered, doesn't necessarily need to be, Arcane.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is, instead of putting another change out there and saying, all right, now everybody's got to get to Arcane before we move into the new, the next version of Flux, we just let it be for now. If it doesn't interest you, we'll let it be. We'll use you for low tier jobs on the useful work side.
Yeah.
But eventually it will be mandatory across the whole network.
Okay.
Because if we want to do enterprise work, we have to have it.
Yeah. It's end-to-end encryption. You can't do it without it. Absolutely. So how long have you been working on this? Like, I know you said you whiteboarded it and you guys have been working on it for a while. Like, when did this epiphany, when was the light bulb moment here?
About 6 years ago.
No shit.
And I'm not,
seriously.
And I'm not kidding. When we did the original deterministic nodes, we talked very early on about this is the first move of two. The first version was split the network, nodes on half, miners on the other side. Mm-hmm. And then what we thought about long term is we knew that we were eventually going to have to get the other side of the house that wasn't useful work, because the entire node network is useful work.
Yeah.
But the other side of the miners, they were not. So, but I also knew too that we needed to let this continue to keep mining for a good long time to prevent centralization. Mm-hmm. So really, this white paper has existed for at least 2 years in some various degree. And then about 6 months ago is when I sat down and I started really digging into it. So I went down to my cabin and I basically had completely, solace. And that's where I hammered out the first version of the white paper. Then Trunk took it and he hammered it out. Vulture took it. He hammered it out. Jeremy hammered it out. And at the end, everything that we all wanted for this project was in that white paper. So
this is it. This is the final iteration.
This is it.
There won't be a Flux 3.
Nope.
This is it.
If it is, it's going to be a long time after I'm gone.
Yeah. You got a point there. Yeah.
And part of the reason why too, and I want to address this as well, because we hear people talking about the max supply. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason we did that is we wanted to extend that supply out. You guys kind of hit the nail on the head. We have quicker block times. We have, a lot of different things happening, variables that are happening. And we want to make sure that we continue to keep incentivizing from that block reward for as long as we can. We stretch that out another 32 years. Mm-hmm. And that inflation comes on the tail end of that. So the people that have Flux today and are holding Flux are still rock solid because we're not saturating them with any additional resources. It's at the end of the emission curve. Okay. And we completely went away from our 2.5 year halvings. We have basically a 10% drop every year. So it's a progressive deflationary model. It's easy. It's easy for even for somebody that's in the corporate world to understand. Okay, what's this halving going to do to your product or your project and its price? I've put a lot of time, resources, and effort, and I own Flux. What's that halving going to do? This is a more succinct and smooth process. In Bitcoin, we know why it was instituted. It was to basically drive demand and continue to push it up. And it worked. But it doesn't necessarily work in other projects if you don't use that work model. So it's just another way to do it.
It is. And I think, just like you were saying, it works for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, as everybody knows, is a great store of value. Flux, while it's valuable as an asset, isn't necessarily a store of value like Bitcoin is.
Nope.
Like, I'm not gonna hold it like a stock or like Bitcoin. I'm gonna use it in your ecosystem.
Yes,
and,
you
or
should be
trade it for Bitcoin or whatever, shitcoin I want at the time, using, FusionX, or please don't use Trade Ogre, guys. Just something else out there. Anything. Just don't go to Trade Ogre.
Are you still mad about that Caspa thing?
I'm still a little sour about the Caspa thing, man. I mean, like, no repercussions came of it. That's a shitty thing. You just like hold people's funds and don't say anything about it, and then just keep going with the rest of your business. Except for this little thing over here. Don't look at that. Like, what is this, the fucking U.S. government? Come on.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes things don't always look the way they are.
I'm sure.
We'll leave it at that.
But that's just me looking from the outside in. That's all.
Yeah, it looks bad. And the fact they didn't communicate anything, that was horrible.
Yes.
So,
so mining Flux. What if, and I don't, but what if I'm a current miner and have all of my GPUs on Flux? I can't mine Flux after this. I earn Flux by mining something else and keeping your GPUs on Flux core, right? It's no longer a mineable asset in the same sense.
Right.
So I gotta find a shit coin to mine.
Yep.
And it's chasing profits at that point, right?
Well, you can do that, or there, as much as I bitch and complained about, Nice Hash, there's still variables where you can use. I think they deployed a Docker image over there or something that you can run on the fly and mine to it. I don't know, but you'll basically be able to mine whatever you want to, and that includes algo or multi-switching mining, which is like a Nice Hash.
Yeah, so you'll have it in there that says kind of like you just said, like Nice Hash, where it's like these GPUs right now, Kapow is most profitable, and we can predetermine whatever overclock settings we need to have on it and put it to the multi-switching. And then when it's no longer, Kapow is not the most profitable thing, it can jump over to something else, kind of like Nice Hash does, or Mining Dutch, or any of those multi. Okay, and you're gonna have that built in the Flux core.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. CPUs will be supported as well. So CPU mining, GPU mining, and we will eventually be adding an ASIC console that'll allow you to park your ASICs there as well. Now you can't obviously use them, on anything.
Yeah.
Other than, application specific shit on those or on their chains, but you can manage them in one console.
You can manage it all in a single dashboard. Yeah.
Single pane of glass, man. Like you'll have everything right there. You'll have your nodes, you'll have your miners or your GPUs, you'll have your ASICs if you have them as well. And FPGAs will be supported as well on top of that.
Interesting. That'll be cool to see. I mean, Hive does that now. A lot of those mining softwares do that now, so that just makes sense to be able to. Yeah.
I truly believe once people really sit down and take time to understand what we're doing, they're going to see the value add. And it's been rough. I've taken a lot of shots the past few days.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm okay with that because, I truly believe what we're doing and what we're building is going to help push mining into the next, the next 20 years of relevance. Because if we keep going the way we're doing, that pile of dead coins laying in the corner, they'll just keep getting bigger and bigger to the point where nobody uses the consensus.
Yeah.
So, by being able to tap into things like this, allow projects like Atelis to fair mine for 4 or 5 years and then move over to a different, maybe node structured network or a hybrid network like we did, it just makes sense. So, I mean, I love the mining community like so much, man. Like I really do. I truly do. I have so many friends in the mining community that I've always been very loyal to them, but I also have to acknowledge we have challenges. And, part of those challenges are we've gotten so greedy with the bottom line that we've stopped to look at the innovation. I mean, every single one of us, when we built our first rig, remember that feeling that you accomplished something, that it was amazing, that you were making a difference. And now all we're worried about is how much we can fucking make every single day. We have to get back to some brass tacks. And part of that is to be challenged for innovation. And if you're not challenged for innovation, then this isn't the place for you. Blockchain will not look kindly to people that dig their feet in. So let's just, I recommend everybody taking, 10 minutes to sit down and either watch through the highlights of the video from the other day from the AMA, look at the white paper, look at the PowerPoint presentation, and understand what we're truly trying to do here. We're not sending anybody, kicking anybody in the nuts, as somebody said earlier, right? We're not trying to do that at all. We're trying to make everybody more successful, and in the end, get us to the next iteration of whatever the internet looks like. That's what it is.
Yeah, realistically, after the white paper and your presentation were posted in Discord, I went and grabbed them, threw them into ChatGPT, threw them into Flux AI, and said, explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old, and then kind of played with it from there. Put these side by side in a table so I can see what's going on now versus what the new change is going to be and how it impacts yada yada yada. I would advise everybody else go do that too. Go into the Discord, grab the white paper, and check it out. Put it into ChatGPT and say, explain this to me like I don't know what the fuck it is. And it really would help to, I say dumb that down, but I mean, dumb it down. It's fucking deep, dude. Like, your white paper is really fucking deep, and it's very thorough. And just reading through like the first 4 pages, I was like, dude, I gotta get a TLDR for this. I just can't sit there and read through the whole thing. So putting it into a Flux AI, putting it into a ChatGPT or a Grok or whatever, and getting an output really helped me. So I hope that you guys get the opportunity to go do that too and really understand what's going on here. I mean, it is going to be a big change. The node payout structure, it's still going to be round robin. You're still going to get paid the same way that you are now. So you're still going to want to have that same kind of uptime. You're just going to get paid more running nodes than you will be running GPUs for Flux, where your GPUs will be used for useful work instead of proof of work.
Yes.
That's really what it comes down to.
That's it. It's making the folks that are already mining Flux and being rewarded do a little extra work to get to a point where they're even going to make more money on top of that.
Is there any more questions, guys? I'd love to get you and Davey and Alex on a call maybe later this week and like sit down and get a bunch of questions from the community and stuff and just like hash them out and answer them. Maybe we could do a live stream. Maybe we can do it recorded. I'll put something out there on X and on YouTube and just try to get like some questions put in so that we can help you guys, kind of answer, what the questions are. And it sucks, man. You always get those people that just like, they just pound the same thing over and over and they're not listening to an answer.
Yep.
I mean, I get it, I guess. It's just
I do
rough.
too. I do too. Dude, I'm telling you, I was the last one to buy in on this. It took me a lot of thought, and I had that white paper laying beside me and kept looking it back over again and just thinking about it. And I'm like, in the end, I realized that it's do or die. Satoshi created something amazing, man. Like, and if we don't take that and iterate and build on top of it, then shame on us, man. Shame on us. So let's just keep doing that. And we don't need to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's Bitcoin, and you got other products that are, try to be Bitcoin-esque, like a Casper or something like that. They're doing their own thing. And we're doing our own thing, but we're making sure that we're supporting all those people that are doing their own thing with the ability to have that background as well and allow people to participate with that useful work model.
Dan, thank you for your time. I'm trying to read some of the questions in the chat, and I think, bacon, eggs, and hash nailed it. Do a Q&A, so maybe we'll try to schedule that for sometime in the next week or so.
Happy to.
Get time to let people, like I said, go through the white paper and let AI kind of explain it to you or ask it questions, understand it a little better. That might answer some of the questions that some of you guys have like right offhand. But I think it'd still be super important to have a platform, just like your AMAs, where you're able to sit down and kind of answer all the questions, and that can be a pretty messy place. Like I was there. The other day, yesterday, it was yesterday, right? Thursday.
That much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that much.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, you draw them in. And all I'm going to say that is this, dude, to close, is don't judge us on what other people say. Judge us on our merits. Go look at the white paper, look at the documentation, ask questions, and then judge us after that. And if you're complacent and you're just doing your thing and you truly believe there's nothing greater than what will be just GPU mining, you need to really think about that, because that's a very narrow thought process. And I think we have a wonderful opportunity to do something great and keep mining alive for a very, 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 not even alive, not like it's on life support. Make it vibrant, make it let's make mining great again, essentially, because that's exactly what it comes down to. You know, we realized for us to do our project and build what we needed that structure, but we needed those miners as well. And that's what we did in the whole thing. So all I'm saying is take the time to do the research. If you have questions, come ask us. We're happy to answer them. Myself, Davey, anyone on the team would be happy to chat with you. But I will tell you, this is the best way forward, not just for Flux, but for mining it, period.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see what comes out of it, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate you having me on. I hope I didn't bore everybody.
No, you're good. Thank you for coming on and answering some of our questions, kind of putting some concerns to rest. And I look forward to working with you and chatting with you later this week.
All right. Thank you. See you, everybody.
See you, Dan. Nope, I can go to this one now. Okay. Guys, what did you think about that? I mean, proof of useful work as it is now is just expanding. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Gosh, what time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. Heck yeah. John English Tech, I saw, or no, it was Bacon, Eggs, and Head. It said, I moved on a long time ago. Guys, I'm sorry if I missed questions in the chat. Please, like I said, I'm going to try to get with Dan and his team and do like a more structured like Q&A type of, whether it's, you know, a recorded thing where we gather the questions ahead of time and they answer them, or do a live chat where we all get together on a paid version of StreamYard and have everybody, you know, talk all at once. Let's see. So guys, man, who all still with me here? We got 46 viewers, 31 likes. Smash the like, guys. Let's see if we can put some music back on here. Oh, let's make sure I don't blow out your ears. I got desktop audio turned way up because Hobbyist was on here. Is it? Oh, it's been playing the whole time. That's interesting. Let's start it from here. Okay. Do I have a link for Flux Core? I don't. If any of the wrenches can drop a link in here to the Flux Discord, that would be super helpful if anybody has that available. If not, I can, you know what? Actually, I've got Discord open on this other screen. Let me go jump in there real quick and grab a link and see if I can drop it in here. And then from the Discord... also, you can go to Run on Flux and yeah, and get it there. Let's see. Where's the share button? Oh, invite people. Copy. Oh, Hawk got it. You look at you, man. You're on top of it. Thanks for stopping in, Dan. I appreciate it. Chump Change, thanks for stopping in as well. Heck yeah, I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow, or I don't know if you'll be on there SNL tomorrow, but I'll be on SNL tomorrow. We'll do it on this channel or we'll do it on another channel, but Saturday Night Live Misfit Mining is still a thing, and we are rocking this shit. Let's see, how's the new rig holding up? Is that to me? And I'm holding a baby. What? Whoop, whoop, chicken soup. Let's look at the markets one more time before we head out. Let's see. How do I share this one? Nope. This one. Cool. So we're still at just under 118K Bitcoin. It looks like not much has changed in the last hour or so as far as value in the cryptos. Been lurking. Yeah. So not much has changed there. Let's see. There were a couple more articles I wanted to take a look at. If you guys want to hang out, so we looked at that one. What is this about? Okay, so I saw XRP was like making moves, and it was I saw a lot of videos about XRP and a lot of people talking about its value going up, and obviously, I mean, here we saw it's, you know, top trending coin right now. It's up 8% in the last day. Where are we at in the last month? I mean, that's That's not that big of a jump, but that's still a pretty big jump from $2 to 280. Anyway, which one was it? Yeah, Ripple big moves for U.S. bank license. Sparks XRP surge towards $10. $10? Do you guys really think XRP is going to hit $10? $10 hairs. I would pay $10 hairs. $589 XRP imminent. I'm a closet XRP maxi. I sold all my fucking XRP. I don't get it. And really, you don't have to get it, but just like stocks, you don't have to get it and can still own it and make money and shit. But I don't really own many stocks either. So Ripple's banking license bid signals serious industrial interest in XRP. So they're trying to get a banking license. XRP breaks resistance with strong volume and bullish technical patterns. Whale accumulation rises as XRP targets $10 price level next. Who's calling for $10? Who's calling for $10 XRP? Let me guess, an XRP person. I mean, hey, I hope it does, and I hope it makes a bunch of people rich. XRP supports CBDCs. Boo XRP. That's a really good point to boo XRP. CBDCs are not the way forward, in my opinion. It's no bueno. Bacon, Eggs, and Tass says he's moving some assets to XRP. It's on the runway for sure. Interesting. You guys, $10 XRP. XRP will bring more adoption to distributed ledger than Bitcoin. That's a good point. Why is that? Is that because the right people are talking to the right people? Is that all it is? I don't know. That's an interesting thing to talk about. What about Russia banning data center mining? You guys seen this? Russia elevates AI over Bitcoin with impending ban on data center mining. Anticipating growing demand for computing power to meet the needs of digitalization and artificial intelligence, Russia is now going to ban crypto mining in data centers. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. Provisions prohibiting mining of digital coins at such facilities will be added to a bill drafted on Putin's order, which aims to expand Russia's capabilities to process big data and generate AI. Okay, so they're just trying to limit resources. Need to find that Russian e-waste distributor. That'd be nice. I bet they've got some pretty good gear that they would get rid of for, what are they, rubles? Let's see, what else? What else, guys? Any questions? We've been going for like 2 hours. I knew we would get down in that deep Flux rabbit hole. I really didn't expect Dan to join. I'm glad he did. Thank you again, Dan, for joining and hanging out and kind of explaining a lot of things. Like I said, I've said this all along. I love how Flux is more of like a decentralized cloud than just about any other crypto project out there. You know, you can see the bottlenecks and you can see the points in classic Azure and AWS as the cost for running hyperscalers just increases, which means the cost for using hyperscalers is going to go up. You see, I've seen 3 price increases from Microsoft in the last 12 months. It's just going to get more and more expensive. So I think Flux could be leading a way here for other projects and other organizations to do similar things and create a decentralized data center. Why not? See, that talks a little bit about why Bitcoin's going up. I think we talked about that a little bit when Hawk sent over that video. I think I'm about done, guys. Shareholders push back against high pay for public Bitcoin miner execs after record equity grants. Dude, Retro Mike, that Redis server is pretty cool. Very niche use case, but very cool. Thank you, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Yeah, and Aragorn Strider says the big hosts raise prices as they lock you in. You're not wrong. I mean, typically, you know, like you sign for a year or you sign for a multi-year, and I mean, Microsoft isn't that bad about it anymore. They used to be, but like you get a reserved instance and say, I need this for 12 months. I need this for 24 months. And you get a 60% discount. But then that 60% discount still is based off MSRP. So when MSRP goes up, your discount, you have a discount off an MSRP, your price still goes up. Modern work is a little bit different. Like if you sign a 3-year commit to, you know, some E3 licenses or business premium or whatever it is, then you get that price for the entirety of the term that you bought into. But I get what you're saying. Retro Mike says it's just the beginning of FPGA data center compute opportunities. Yeah. You know, new technology coming out like that is super important, and it's just going to make everything faster and more consolidated. Aragorn Strider says it's free to put your data up there, but it costs to download it or export it. So it in some cases, yes, there was a couple of court cases where now a lot of the hyperscalers don't charge ingress or egress data charges on general like S3 buckets or that type of data compute. But if you've got a SQL database up there that you want to pull back down to a local SQL instance, you're going to fucking pay for that per gig on the data transfer. So yeah, you're right. Egress charges are a real thing. Let's see. Cool. Let's see. Any more questions, guys? I think I'm almost done. I'm beat. It has been a week full of Mondays for me. Like, day job's been kicking my ass. Been trying to pump out videos. I've got a couple other videos that I've committed to doing this weekend that I've got to get shot and edited and ready to release early next week with a couple of sponsors. And I've got hardware stacking up. Oh, let me ask, how much did everybody spend on Amazon Prime Day? Like, I think I did pretty good. I only spent under $500. I spent under $500. That I'll admit to. Thanks, Aragorn Strider. I appreciate that. Did anybody spend? Who beat me? Who spent over $500 on Amazon Prime Day week this week? I put a couple of videos out. The one I did about home lab stuff did really well. I got a lot of views on that, but the one I did about camera gear, I don't think YouTube sees my channel as a camera channel, so that's going to be kind of difficult to break into. Retro Mike, you did not buy DDR2 RAM, you son of a bitch. Max voltage. Of course you spent over $500. Aragorn says, Zero, still refusing to shop on there, dodging the dodgy sellers. Red Panda Mining is here. We can start over now. Hold on, let me call Dan back. Hold on, let me get on Telegram. Dan Ballmer says, Amazon killed me this round. 1200 watt power supply. Okay, Max, we got to talk about this. 1200 watt power supply, 128 gigs of DDR4, and 2 terabyte NVMEs. All right. Did you use my links at least? Did you at least use my affiliate links? Because if not, I don't think we can be friends anymore. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash spent $700 on Prime Day. Jeez, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's take a look at Amazon real quick. Prime Day is still going on. You guys want to take a look at a couple of things real quick? Retro Mike says he absolutely did buy DDR2 RAM, building some 2008, 2010 era NAS mini servers. That's actually cool. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash bought a Blue Eddy 180 with a 200 watt solar panels for $629. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. There were some pretty good solar deals for those portable solar machines. Like, have you guys seen this? I keep getting hit up by these guys to. Oops, let me do that. I keep getting hit up by these guys to do videos for them. And I responded and said, yeah, I'm interested. How do you want to do this? And then they ghost me. So maybe they're just like throwing shit out there. And then they look at my channel and they're like, oh, wait, no, we don't want blockchain shit. But I mean, so for the generator itself for this is $400, $400 marked down from $800. And the generator with 1000 V2 with 200 watt solar panels. Oh, that's a single panel. It's not bifacial. So 1070 watt hour portable power station. It's a LiFePO, so that's nice. 1500 watts for $664, marked down from $1300. That's fucking crazy. 1200 watt Be Quiet power supply for $150. That is a steal. EVGA is getting back into GPUs. Did anybody see this? EVGA is making a new GPU. Let me see if I can find it. I saw it on a short real quick. It has an 1800 watt inverter. That's sick, man. EVGA is back with an AMD card, kinda. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that again, I guess. Yeah, nothing's really coming up. Let's see. We can. I mean, guess we can watch this guy's video. That's not gonna demonetize me, right? Right? All right, I'll bring it up. Let's see. Let me. Oh, I gotta turn this. Hold on. Let's pause the whatchamahoozle. Pause that.
Asus just dropped.
Nope. All right. Let's take a quick look at it. It's 20 minutes long, so I'm not gonna watch the whole thing.
A brutal tease for what might be the most overbuilt GPU of the year, the ROG Matrix RTX 5090, and it's coming August 19th. Meanwhile, Sparkle's back with a third ARC variant. AMD slashed prices on their best gaming CPUs, and it's one that I am actually using right now. And the 5060 Ti is already under MSRP. I'll give you a hint why.
Here we are.
Pin cards? Well, it's coming. It's bold, it's weird, and just might be genius.
You guys hear that?
Peek at this. That's right, Yeston and Gravistar. Now, I use a Gravistar keyboard at the Meta PC's office every single day. I actually really like their keyboards. I'm a big fan of like the weird space age look. It's not for everybody, but I like stuff like that looks a little bit crazy. Apparently, the collaboration of a lifetime is about to be happening because Gravistar and Yeston collaborating on a new graphics card design that is inspired by the EVGA Kingpin GPU.
Oh, it's inspired by. Okay.
It was a card of years past of a company that is no longer in the old GPU.
Okay. All right. He clickbaited me. Clickbaited me. Sorry, guys. My bad. He got me. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. He got me. Saw me coming a mile away. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to see. Okay, what else? What else do we have? Nothing. I mean, it worked. Yes, it worked. He got me. Son of a bitch, he got me. You know, I'm not gonna go back into the Flux stuff because I think we'll address that in another video. But what other Amazon Prime Day deals are there? Ooh, 15% off PLA filament. Yeah, that's not that bad, I guess. Oh, I got some new Jordans. Micro Center is selling 5090s for $2,500. Why would I want to spend $2,500 on a GPU? That's insane. $2,500 for a 5090? Bullshit. A GPU I'm hearing that has user replaceable RAM. I don't know about that. Ooh, a 5070 is only 600 at oh, the last day of tech days at Micro Center. Cool. Well, just sit over here and go fuck myself. Graphics cards. All right, let's look at this shit. 2,500. That's no. I wouldn't. That's fucking stupid. $24.99 for a PNY 5090. Nope, not that one. $2,900 for a Zotac white 5090. 5090 will generate about $2,800 a year. Probably more than that, to be honest, with given the right circumstances. Here's an Asus 5090 ROG Astral for $3,359. No. Fucking no. Who is buying these other than miners and AI providers right now? Are gamers buying these? Is 44090 PNY GPUs and they work just the same. Right. And Max, and that's on a public GPU renting platform. Like there's all kinds of private compute platforms out there that probably will pay more, especially if you have consistent uptime like you have now. Like if you're making that much on GPUs on like Vast and Salad, think about how much Salad is making or Vast. There's a lot of opportunity right now for AI providers, AI compute providers for sure. Flux could be a good opportunity there as well. I mean, we got to see exactly how it plays out, and you know how long it's going to take, and what customers are going to get on it, what other people are getting paid out, putting their, you know, who's going to be the first one, who's going to be over there already. I know, you know, Dan and Jeff Key and them have, and probably a lot more people from their team already have, you know, GPUs on AI on edge, doing the thing. $3,000 for a fucking GPU. That's insane. That is insane. I mean, how much? Asus Tough RTX 5070 12 gig for $684 on Amazon Prime. Nice. Yeah, my 5070 Ti was the 16 gig, and or 5060 Ti. I'm sorry, did I say 70 Ti? I meant 5060 Ti. Was under. I mean, it was 50. It was 429, 439, something like that. How much are? Oh, okay. The H200s are $30,000. I was thinking, what else is there? Hold on. The data center GPUs, not the equivalent of the 5090s, but Core AI is legit. Yeah. You can sell it for 1,000 3 years later, so not so insane. Right. And I mean, I guess you make a good point there, Black Sales, that resale value stays pretty constant on these, on the GPUs, especially now that they're not just mining specific. Even some of the mining specific GPUs, HBM2 can be used in AI workloads. You can run an LLM on a CMP card. You can, depending on the card, but so how much, what are they? The H100s, data center GPUs. Yeah, the H100s. That's not. Let's look on Amazon. See if we can buy an NVIDIA H100 on Amazon. We can. All right, guys. I'm gonna need you to start donating. We're just gonna go ahead and buy this PNY H100 94 gigs of HBM3 GPU for $30,000. 30 grand. 30. This one's a deal. 80 gig HBM2E for what was that? 25 grand. Okay. I see you. And then an A100 for $7,300. Dude. 5070 Ti Super will be 24 gig. That's going to be the AI king. For that, you must build a 12 card rig of them. Hey, you know what? If we can get Harry to send me an Octo server, because I mean, we know that the one that Max won was rigged. I mean, I left early that day. It would have been interesting if I had won, but it's okay. I'm not bitter. But it just so happened that the guy that was there that pulled the name out of the hat was the one that won. Imagine that. What's another good AI GPU that we could compare that to? So, yeah, 5070's 12 gig. 5070 Ti. What are those going for? That's a 16 gig for $839. Dude. $100 cheaper on eBay. Yeah, because I'm going to send $30,000 to somebody on eBay with 0 ratings. No, that won't happen. So an MSI 5070 Ti 16 gig is $840, and you won't get it for a month. That's a fucking pre-order if I ever saw one. 5070 Ti for $829. Won't get it for a month. This one will be at least a week. This one will be a month. Max, that's lies. That's lies. I saw you and Chili conversing before you pulled the name out of the hat. I'm just saying, what a coincidence. What a fucking coincidence. Must be nice. Ooh, this one's $980 because it's white. Because that's a thing. So Traveler's Travel says my RX 6900 XT is 16 gig. Just saying. It is. You're limited on AI workloads with that, and especially on platforms. Some platforms will take it. Some will not. I think. I don't know. That would be a Max Voltage question. You should ask him on Sunday, on his on live stream, live with Max Voltage. These are all way too rich for my blood. Like, I'm not spending $1,000 on a GPU. I'm also not really invested in AI workloads right now. Oh, it is nice. It's need to expand it to 84090s. I'm sure you fucking do, Max. 3090s are going for $1,000 on Amazon right now. $1,000 for an RTX 3090. Let's show that. So 2 generations old. it's still going for $1,000 new. I don't think you can buy these at Micro Center anymore. So you have to buy new stock or used or open box or whatever. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a 3090. I was buying 3090s for $400 or $500. I would buy a $400 or $500 3090 though. I don't know. I don't want to get back into that. I don't think I do. It consumed a lot of my time. Running those machines and even mining. You know, as much as I hate ASICs, I can point it to a blockchain, point it to a pool, and fucking hit go, and then check on it once a month. You know, I have shitty power here. I don't know how you do it, Max. I don't know how you do it. It's like I don't know. The juice ain't worth the squeeze for me. That's just me. To each their own. Aragorn Strider says, I need to sell more of my 3090s. Interesting. Let's see. Come over to 30 coins in 30 days. No, never again. Never again. Never again. 30 coins in 30 days. I've got like 2 GP. No, I do. I have 1 rig left. I have an X12 full of 1660 Ti's and Supers. I should sell those. I should sell the whole fucking thing. Max sits in the dark 6 hours a day. Yeah. It's your fault you moved there. That's debatable. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. Hey, we're keeping constant viewers here. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Guys, share the stream, hit the like, do the things. We got 41 viewers in here. We got 36 likes. Perfect. Put them to work. Automatic beats. Oh, we're talking about the 3090s? Yeah. Oh, no, you're talking about my Octominer. Yeah. 18 hours of cheap electricity. I can't do it, man. It's not the same. It's not the same. It used to be a lot more fun. Tinkering and figuring it out and kind of like optimizing it for the best rewards. And it was very different when my power cost was half of what it is now. Oh, what did I click? Oh, they're fucking Solana coins. No, get out of that. I love doing AI. They just run. He can be a challenge, but we have figured it out now. We have it figured out now. Yeah, and that's good. It's good that you enjoy it. That's fantastic. That's kind of the whole point, right? Is you're making money, you're having fun doing it. It's not for me right now. I don't know. I'm really enjoying getting back into home labbing and doing content around general home lab tech. I like it. It's fun for me again. Makes me want to keep doing videos. It's kind of discouraging that the camera equipment videos aren't doing as good. I haven't really done too many, but like as an example, like I said earlier, the Amazon Prime Day camera video I did, like didn't really do well compared to the home lab video I did. So Max says best week ever this week, made $770 in the last 7 days. Total power for the house is about 1 week's worth of revenue. So you're making $2,000 a month ish after power using AI. That's pretty good. How much of that is going to pay off or ROI back the equipment? And I know some of the equipment's already paid itself off, right? Because repurpose GPUs for mining and all of that stuff. So how much of that? You know what, Max? You want to call in? I can send you the link. We can do the thing again. I got to redo the. No, not that. Oh, Dan called in on his vertical phone. I got to redo the thing. It's all right. We'll just resize it. If you're awake, man, hit me up. If you wanna call in, we can talk AI for a while. Cool, man. Let me. Generate new link. Copy. I'll hit you up in Discord. Let me go back to this screen. Jump up here and we'll find Mr. Max. Maxie McMaxerton. There you go. Send it in Discord, buddy. Retro Mike says, I'm with you, Goat. I've lost most interest in crypto and mainly doing home lab projects, repurposing old hardware. Zero interest in making money with the hardware unless it's idle. It's a good, you know, you're not wrong, man. I enjoy it. And I told you, I got a really cool project coming that I'm going to be repurposing the CM4 that's in my demo unit for a I'm not going to give it away. Nope, you got to watch. But it's going to beat Retro Mike's repurposing video on making it a Game Boy. Let me know when you're in the back there, Max. I'll let you in. Let's close this down. Close this down. And close this down. Trump coin, jeez. You'll see, man. I think you'll like it. I think you guys are all gonna like this project. Because I would do it now, but there's a new version coming out and I'm waiting for the upgraded servos. I've said too much. Come on, Max. Put a shirt on or something, man. Come on, let's do this. I'm getting sleepy, like an old man. Red Panda Mining wrecked. What are you trying to say? You want to join too, buddy? Just let me know. I'll send you a link. Sorry, Max. One at a time. I'll kick you off and we'll get Panda here. Is he here again? There he is. Jeez, come on, dude. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Let me turn off or pause the music so we can turn you up on the desktop audio. All right, guys. Let me know if you can hear him. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I can't find my other light switch, but whatever. It's enough light. It's
cinematic.
Right.
We can see you.
It's cinematic.
We can see you. Cinematic.
You know, light there, light in the background, light there, but no light there.
You don't need light over there. That's all right.
But yeah, I got to go back to the Flux thing. My only question, and I had this conversation with Jeff Key earlier, was what took you so long? What did mining bring to the project once they made a fully transition into, compute hardware? It didn't supply anything. You had a node network that can do so much, and yet you weren't using it for validation, block validation, none of that. To me, it just didn't make sense. You had this redundant thing that didn't do much, and you really needed that hardware to be part of your compute network. So I think it makes a lot of sense. They're going to provide node operators with greater rewards, meaning that node operators, which is what they need to come online. I don't know. To me, it just makes sense. And then the other part of it was, what did people complain about 2.5 years ago? They complained 2.5 years for a halving? It's too fast. It's too fast. Well, guess what? If you elongate the deflationary mechanism, you're going to increase the supply. You just are.
Yeah.
So I know that they're increasing the rewards, and I get that. That's the only argument I can see, is that, okay, you're increasing the rewards instead of doing like what Caspa did when they said, okay, we have 10 times the number of blocks, so each block is going to make 1/10. They didn't do that. They basically increased the amount of rewards that are coming out per day. And I'd say that is literally, I think, the only real criticism of this. Everything else regarding mining, I think, is people being stuck in their ways and not really taking a look at the big picture. That's my opinion. I know it's probably not a popular opinion, but that's my opinion.
No, I agree. And I think, especially during the initial, I don't know, I don't think you were there at the AMA, but I know you watched it afterwards.
I did watch it afterwards, yeah.
But a lot of the, I don't want to say complainers, but I guess for lack of a better word, complainers, for those that were complaining or doubling down on this, they either didn't understand, or they're complaining just to complain. I mean, people do that all the time. I get that. But at the same time, I mean, some of those are valid concerns, right? Max supply. And obviously we got to kind of get it into fruition to see how all of this turns out, right? I'm interested, like, how much is this going to increase my node rewards? You know, you've got nodes running right now still, don't you?
Yeah, it was it was in the presentation. I could actually pull it up. Hold on, because it's I first researched it in their Discord, and then I'm like, you know what? I just need to watch the stream.
Yeah.
So that's what I ended up doing. I did that last night. But let me where is it? It's probably in general. Give me a second. I know it was in here.
I've got the presentation and the white paper pulled up here.
Yeah, if you go to the presentation, they talk specifically. They had one where they talked about, well, if you're running 8 nodes, keep it simple. One node. What is each? How is each node going to be different? Oh yeah, here it is. So block reward allocation per block is 1 flux for Cumulus, 3.5 flux for Nimbus, and 9 flux. But obviously it's 4 times so the amount of equivalent flux that's being put out per is like 14 for like a Nimbus node.
Yes.
Or 4 for a Cumulus node.
All together per block, the block reward is 14 flux. Brought down from 37. And
right. So
the Cumulus node gets 1 flux. So it's still a round robin, right? So you still get paid out when your turn comes up, but I mean, it's every 30 seconds now instead of every 2.5 minutes.
Right. So if you look at it though, so the current, I should say, per block for Cumulus is 2.8125. Okay. So, and again, you're in that same block period, you're going to get 4 blocks. So instead of getting 2.8125 being paid out per block to Cumulus owners, it would be an equivalent of 4. So you're going to increase the amount. I can do the math.
Almost like 1.2 flux is essentially additional fluxes, which you're going to get per reward.
Like so it's a 42% increase.
Okay.
So then if you look at Nimbus, it's currently at 4.6875 per block. And now if you look at it, it's going to be like equivalent of 14.
Yeah.
So that is more. It's almost tripling it.
So, okay, so let's go back to Cumulus. How much do you make per month per Cumulus node?
Oh God. Hold on. Let me I actually have it in the handy dandy tool from Second TL, the awesome guy that he is. I make like $4 a month right now from my Cumulus node.
So like 20-ish flux.
Yes.
So we could be making upwards of 80 flux per month with a Cumulus node. Because that's 4
Yeah, it's
times.
actually 17.32 flux.
Okay.
A month.
So between 70 and 80 right now, and that's going to go down as more node operators come on the network because that.
Well, again, it's only going up
quantity.
42%. So if you multiply 17.32 flux by 1.42, that's the equivalent of what you'd be making, assuming nobody else comes online.
I was told there would be no math.
17.32. It's basically like 25 flux. So instead of making around 17, you make about 25. I'm rounding a lot, but I'm rounding.
Okay.
Now, the Nimbus makes about 120 flux a month. And you're going to almost triple that. So that's going to be like 360 a month.
How'd you come to that as making?
Okay. So remember, you're talking, if you look at how much in the way of flux you're going to make in the same block time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 4.8125, I think was what it was. Hang on. I got to get back to it. Yeah. 4.6875. Okay. Per block, you're going to be paying out 3.5 flux 4 times in the same block period.
Okay.
Understand? So you're going to make 14 flux in the same period of time that you were making 4.6875.
I gotcha. Okay.
But now, with all that said, you increase the return, you will get more node operators. So it will come down. The more node operators that come online, the less you will make because you're part of that round robin, and means you're going to get paid out less frequently when more come online. Now, that didn't even come into play. There's also, I forget what they called it, but with Arcane, there's going to be an additional reward for the jobs you have on there. Right now, I got 4 jobs on my Nimbus node.
Yeah.
Actually, let me see what they are. They are folding at home, block book chlor. So it's block book core for a chlor AI. Or sorry, block book for chlor AI. Quatre. There's actually a GitHub address for that one. And then prox 4444, whatever that is.
So are you running Arcane on that node currently?
I am not running Arcane yet.
Okay. Why not?
I am monitoring how they are with Arcane, and there's been a few things, nothing drastic, but they've still had to fix some significant things in my mind. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to deploy it until I really need to in order to make sure I'm maximizing return.
Makes sense. Yeah. Eliminate that or reduce the possibility of downtime.
Yep. So actually going back to this. So this Nimbus node is actually running on this computer behind me, which I've got maxed out for memory. The Cumulus, though, is running on my NAS that I currently have a 3060 in, but that's where I'm putting my 5090. And I'm basically expanding from 32 gig, just going to max it out at 128.
Yeah.
New power supply and put in an extra 2 terabyte.
Is that what you bought all the gear on Amazon for this week? Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Nice.
Trying to figure out how I can. I mean, King did a really, and I was listening to Panda's live stream on the way home, so I couldn't listen to it when he had it on, but I was listening to it, so I know that King is going to be on Panda's live stream on Sunday. That'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
But I know a while back he took, I don't know if he took all of his crypto, but a lot of his crypto and bought AI hardware. And where I was at was, I don't want to do that now.
Yeah.
I want to wait for my crypto to get higher.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of at the point where I'm like, okay, now's maybe the time. So I'm kind of figuring out if now's the time I want to order another Octo server. So really seriously thinking about that and building out a 5090 Octo server, because this will be my third 5090. And they're really not hard to come by. There's no scalping going on. I mean, other than through the actual retailers themselves, but and I shouldn't say the retailers, the actual manufacturers themselves are scalping them,
jacking
but
the price up.
yeah, but they're finding out
inflation.
that they're not selling.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't pull myself to spend that kind of money on a card.
I mean, you start thinking about it, you're like, God, I have a lot of money invested in this stuff.
Yeah.
And but then I look back and go, but yeah, I could liquidate it for that as well. So
yeah.
I feel very comfortable in the fact that I always talk about the return, the break even point in the investment, but that's assuming it goes to zero. And I have yet to have a piece of hardware go to zero. Yeah. Although it has happened. Well, I know that there are those guys out there that have 4090s that have just shit the bed.
But they're still worth something as parts.
True, but not anywhere near as much.
I mean, I've got two S19s sitting on the shelf. Those are fucking boat anchors.
Yep.
Bitcoin hits 200 grand, I might get $500 out of them.
And you just nailed the reason why I'm not interested in ASIC mining, is because eventually those are going to be worth almost nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can still sell 580s for $50
or more.
Well, or more. I'm just saying a minimum of $50.
Yeah.
So they are worth something, and you bought them for $250 maybe. Maybe if you bought it in the bull run, maybe you bought it for $400. But ASICs, you'll buy it for 5 digits and sell it for less than 4 digits.
Yeah.
And maybe even less than 3. So this is a big way that I'm thinking of it, and that's one of the reasons why I invest in 40 retail, consumer GPUs. I have really thought about doing the RTX Pro 6000, but that's what stops me. What's the market for this thing? Yeah, what's the market for this thing after the fact? It is actually refreshing to see that you see some of these server GPUs actually able to sell for those amounts of money.
Yeah.
So it does make me think, well, maybe it could. But you're right. I know somebody who is doing private AI, and I wish I had those kind of connections, because man, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's out there. You've just got to find it, and they don't publicize,
The biggest problem I have with where I'm at, and it will get hopefully solved within at least hopefully less than 12 months, is internet. Because 2 gig down is great, but 350 up, nobody wants to touch that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still pretty limited there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when are you getting fiber? When are you getting
I don't know.
fiber?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. So we have an HOA. I've mentioned that before. And so I'm thinking about trying to work through the HOA and actually like putting out a poll, actually working maybe at helping them at some point, not right now, because I got to get my own website in order, but helping them develop a new website, and in there actually putting in like a form for fiber, and then presenting that to Metronet and saying, hey, look, we have 75 customers out of the 269 homes. We got 75 customers that are just waiting. I actually already pre-ordered, but that was 8 months ago. That was just to try to get an idea of who was going to be interested.
Is Metronet the last mile provider there?
Yes.
Like who's
they will be laying down their own fiber. Yeah.
Oh, so they're not like running on AT&T backbone or something.
Nope. Well, I mean, backbone, maybe. I don't know who they're using for their backbone, but the final mile or the final run to the house, that's Metronet.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're laying out their own network, which is why it's happening so slow.
Yeah, and I mean, it sucks that like coax is territorial, right? So you've got, I mean, you're stuck with who you have. There's no competition there. You can't like say, okay, well, I don't want to do Xfinity. I want to go to, Comcast or Windstream or whoever else,
right?
Or AT&T or something. But that's not the case with fiber. So, yeah, like you said, if they're laying their own infrastructure, of course that's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But they're not the only ones. You can reach out to AT&T. You can reach out to the other fiber providers if they're willing. They're not up to those same laws, I guess, as coax is.
Right. I mean, I could
just
go through Comcast to get fiber. They will lay fiber to a lot of people's houses. It's just a matter of if you have fiber to, I don't know what their terminology is, but like fiber to their node, it's like you have the demarc kind of in your backyard.
Yeah.
But the one spot before that, if you have fiber to that location, they will run fiber from that location to your demarc to your house. It just costs like $1,500 to do. You have a 3-year contract, and it'll cost you $300 a month for 10 gig service.
Worth it.
Trust me, I've thought about it.
I mean, realistically, for how long would that extend your ROI? I mean,
I need to do that.
$1,500 up front, and then plus another, if you're on a similar plan than I am, I'm paying $94 a month or something for coax. So up to $300 a month. But how much more opportunity does that provide you to create additional revenue?
I mean, that is true. And it's interesting you mentioned that. I'm like, we're talking about spending $1,500 on fiber, but yet I'm not even blinking at spending $2,500
on a GPU
on a 5090. Yeah. And I have lots of GPUs that could benefit from this. Now, I will say I have spoken with RunPod and TensorDot, because those are definitely two of the platforms that you can do much better with. The problem is both of them have basically said, you're not in a data center, I don't even want to talk to you. We're not interested.
Interesting.
And I told them, I said, look, I've looked at maybe getting backup batteries, so that I would have, an hour or two worth of full backup for when the power goes out, because the power doesn't really go out for long.
Yeah.
If it goes out at all.
Yeah.
So I said, what if I get that? What if I put in a mini split in the basement so that it is humidity and temperature controlled? I'm just not saying I'm going to do all these things, but I'm like, what if? And they're like, no, if you're in a residential property, we are not interested.
Yeah. Cause they have customers that they have SLAs that they have to adhere to. And if you're not UL certified, if you're not SOC 2 certified, if you're not, whatever certifications classify you as a data center ecosystem,
right,
it makes sense. That's their business model.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating.
I know it is. Yeah. But that's why Vast exists and Salad, because they pay less, but there's less infrastructure needed, less that's up front. You don't need a data center.
One thing that's been really interesting to me is I've been seeing, Panda just rolled out his 60-30-90 rig on Salad, and yeah, he's making a good buck with those 3090s. That's more than you're going to make on Vast. So that was pretty impressive. And I've been hearing that Clore is paying higher than Vast. So kind of thinking about, like right now I have a 3090 that I've been trying to get verified, and it's just not happening. So I'm kind of done beating my head against a wall with this thing. So I'm thinking I may put it on a different platform, and it isn't going to be Salad. and the other thing that's frustrating about Salad, again, it's on Windows. I've been talking to Jared from Salad. I said, hey, first and foremost, you gotta get on Linux. You have to. It's just so frustrating to deal with, because I mean, you throw stuff on Vast. I mean, nowadays I throw it on there, and yeah, I look at it for fun all the time. I am looking at it probably 5 to 10 times a day, because I'm like, oh, what's up, what's down, and it's kind of cool to see, oh, that just got rented. Well, it didn't get rented for very long, but it got rented, and I don't know, it's just fun to see the changes and such, and trying to figure out how do you maximize that profit. Like I said, it's become very apparent that the sweet spot for Vast, and I'm suspect also for other ones, is 8 GPUs. If you have 6 or 4 is pretty good, but 6 is just an oddity. So right now I've got a job for 4 that's been on my 6 GPU rig, and the other 2 are kind of just off and on. They're not consistent. But it's nice. The 4 GPU one, it's funny because I raised the price on my 4090 rig because it was super hot. So I just jacked up the price, and I'm like, oh, I'll put it at 30 cents. And somebody rented it for 30 cents.
Yeah.
For the 4. So I was like, awesome.
Yeah. Retro Mike says run Windows on Docker. No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
It doesn't change anything.
It's possible.
Yeah, sure. The operating system doesn't crash and doesn't restart, but your Docker or your VM is still going to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything. So yeah. So the one latest thing that's been frustrating for me is, so whenever they come out with an update, sometimes, including this time, because I've seen other people complain about it, it doesn't always go so well. And on this one, unfortunately, yeah, one of them is going just fine, and the other one will not. It'll start downloading a job and then get stuck. So I actually right before it's funny because I got home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to live stream. And then I'm like, yeah, but I got to do this, and this first. And I was just about to like put the live stream up, and your notification came up, and I'm like, okay, guess I'm not live streaming.
Well, technically you are live streaming right now.
Well, okay. Max. Yeah, I guess technically I am now. Yeah, that's true.
That's okay. I'm beat, man. I've been going for almost 3 hours. I'm about ready to give up and go to bed. If you wanna keep streaming, now would be a good time. You could just pick up and you can just go.
I could, but I actually probably should just kind of wind down. It's been a heck of a week.
It has.
It really has.
It has. Yeah.
But I was going in here for some reason. I was going into this to see if it actually picked up a job or not. The salad one, because I basically reinstalled it. No, it's still on a crappy little job. I don't know if it's run into that problem yet, but I got to keep an eye on it and see if it actually. But this is the problem with Salad. Salad is like it's intensive. You have to watch them because all of a sudden they will just die. And that's what happened. I was on the previous version. I had a job that was running for 2 weeks on both of them, making 5.5 cents on a 3060 an hour. So between the two, I was making 11 cents an hour. That's good on a 3060. So making like 260 a day, about $18 a week. And I think about that and what I needed to do to upgrade those machines in order to be able to use those. It was like $100 to upgrade. It was like stupid cheap. So, but then at the same time, I'm like, it is such a time suck to do the lower end cards. It's such a time suck to do all these 1 GPU machines.
Yeah, the 1Z, 2Zs, and
it really is. So, that's, like I said, it's really, I've been doing kind of a lot of I don't want to say soul searching. It's not nothing, deep or anything, but really thinking about where do I want to take this? How do I want to be efficient in the basement so that it doesn't generate as much heat, but generates more income. And my motivation is getting to retirement and having money when I get to retirement. All this extra money I'm generating is going, yes, it's going into hardware, but at some point it will generate additional income.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, how long does it take to get there? So, like, realistically, I mean, how fast technology and compute and AI advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time you've made enough to pay off your existing infrastructure, you're ready to upgrade. And then the cycle refreshes, the cycle continues, and you're making, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month that you're paying off hardware, that then it comes time for a hardware refresh. When does it actually start putting money back into your pocket?
Well, I mean, it could if I just stopped upgrading right now. Because right now the 4090s are paid off. Now I'm still have some that I haven't paid, but they have paid themselves off.
Yeah.
I used that income instead of paying those off to invest in, like, with no payments, invest in current new hardware.
Yeah.
And I'll easily have enough money to pay those off. The next ones that come due, I have 4 GPUs. Well, technically I'm trying to remember how many of the 5060 Ti's. No, 2 of the 5060 Ti's I bought. 2 of them I bought through Best Buy. So I'll have 2 that'll be due like May of next year. And then I have 4 4090s that are due. So like I said, it's, about 6,000 left, something like that. And I'm making or generating over 2,000 a month.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it that way, making sure. But now that crypto's going up, I'm actually like, okay, I'm thinking about taking some crypto and investing in another multi GPU, knowing that that's where the money is. Another multi GPU machine that's really good at vacating heat, keeping the things cool, and being space efficient as well.
So what's stopping you from getting a shed, doing the hobbyist route, get it out of the basement?
Because that is a very, very big investment, and I haven't really felt the need. It would be cheaper for me to probably put a large mini split in the basement, put in a 24,000 BTU mini split. And that would be enough to cool down there, along with the air, the air conditioner for the rest of the house would, but that would be a 2-ton mini split, and the whole house air conditioner is only 2.5 ton.
Yeah.
But like I said, that would only run for a portion of the year anyway, because most of the time I'm just going to move the heat through. But right now, the problem isn't vacating the heat. The problem we had is that we had too much negative pressure, so it was pulling air from upstairs. I think we've pretty much solved that for the most part. There's other things that I'm thinking about making changes of adding intake fans. Hobbyist had a great idea, which was like building like a filter box to provide more surface area to an input fan. So basically, instead of a fan with like a screen over it, well, you're still sucking through a straw. Well, if you make that surface area larger, you're going to be able to suck in more air that way. So that's probably a project for next April, probably, because it's going to, before I would even be able to get another octo miner, we're going to be in fall.
It's going to be cold again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. So that's kind of where I'm headed, is thinking like September, October. And again, complete rumor. I thought I heard somewhere, like literally, I thought I heard somewhere that Octominer was going to like bring some stuff to the States to try to get around some of the tariffs.
I heard that too. I don't know where I
Yeah.
heard that. I might have heard it from you, but I thought I heard that as well somewhere, that they're going to either start assembling or bring in parts and then, finish assembly kind of thing in the U.S. to avoid that as well. But let me ask you, why another Octo server and not something like a Supermicro or another OEM, or even building your own that would do the same thing?
So I have looked at building my own, and what I found was that it's not really that much cheaper to like build like an open rig. Because remember, the first one I've got is an open rig on an H12 SSL. The problem is with those is the fact that this darn risers and stuff are just so expensive. And you end up blowing like over $1,000 just in those things. So if you are getting, you can get, a decent spec Octo server for like between $4,000 and $5,000. Now that's Rome, not Genoa. So it's previous generation, but it's DDR4, not DDR5, PCIe 4, not PCIe 5. So yeah, if you want to go Genoa and go PCIe 5 and DDR5, then it's going to be like, I was just having a conversation with Swamp 7 about this, and he was speccing it out. He figured it would be about 15 to 20,000 before the GPUs. So it gets pretty expensive. But if you look at Octo server, they are extremely competitive. And you can definitely get a better bang for your buck. And what are they providing? They're providing an engineered solution that is solidly built, and it's using parts. It's using an ASRock rack motherboard, along with just off-the-shelf parts that they have engineered to be put together. And honestly, it's funny because Panda had messaged me, and he's like, how do you do these PCIe connectors? And I pointed out the picture on the actual unit. I said, it shows you right there exactly how to do it. So he's like, oh, and then he pointed it out actually in the video. But I found that pretty funny. I said, Panda, don't feel bad. I did the same thing. I wasn't looking at pictures. I was like, how does this thing work?
Let's figure it out. We don't need instructions.
Right.
Throw that shit out. And I mean, Chili and Harry, and can, reach out to them if there's issues, or maybe even work a deal with them where you're like, hey, I'm ready to buy this, but I'll do X many videos if you give me X% off. Who knows? Maybe that could help them and you at the same time, right? I mean, they're not coming out of pocket completely. I mean, unless you draw another name out of the hat and it happens to be yours. Fucking how lucky is that shit?
I want to set the record straight. Literally, Chili's like, hey, you want to draw the name? I'm like, no, my name's in there. I do not want to draw myself. And he chuckled, and then he drew my name. And he's like, you got to see this. I'm like, what? What? Like, it never dawned on me that it was going to be me. He's like, look. And I like go over there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, he just kind of threw up his arms. I'm like, are you comfortable with that? He's like, yeah, it's fab and fair and square. We have witnesses. Like, okay.
You say so. I don't believe it. Whatever. You say so.
Yeah, I made out like a bandit.
Yeah,
that's
you did.
For sure.
That's good.
That was awesome. And I will say thank you to Hawk for shipping it to me, because that's not an easy feat.
Yeah. That's a monstrous box.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been 3 hours. In 30 seconds, it will be 3 hours, and I am done. I'm gonna actually go up and get something to eat, and then hang out with the wife, and then probably go to bed. Actually, I'm
alone tonight. My wife is at Sunflower Mama is at house sitting at my daughter's place. House sitting a cat, basically. Oh, God. Taking the cat to the vet tomorrow because it has an appointment. My daughter went to Minneapolis to visit a friend, took the train So she's having a good time this weekend. My wife's bonding with her cat. So good times. It'll be quiet around here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, buddy. Well, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to kick you out, and then I'm going to say goodbye on the stream.
Sounds good. See you guys.
See you, dude. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. All right. I'm really going to get out of here this time. Thank you guys for stopping in. We had crazy conversations tonight. We talked to Hobbyist Miner, hung out with him for a while. We talked to Dan Keller with Flux for a long time. That was great. Got Max Voltage in here. We had a great conversation about AI and different use cases, and I learned a lot from a lot of people tonight. So thank you all for hanging out and watching the stream, and make sure you smash the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Like and subscribe, of course, all the things, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're doing SNL, so I'm gonna do that. All right, see ya.
I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. Hold up. Okay.